Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Screwjob podcast. I'm Mike and I'm your host. Today is Valentine's Day, so I hope you have a little special someone to spend some time with. I got my dog with me. God bless. Valentine's Day is a very special holiday for some and a very painful one for others. So figure out what category you're in. I know which one I am, that's for sure. It also, since it's Valentine's Day, it also just happens to be a Friday, and you know what comes out on Fridays? New episodes of the Screwjob podcast. Uh, Speaking of which, look at that top right-hand corner right now. Boom. Every episode of the Screwjob podcast. So today we're going to be looking at the St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view. No, not the one where the Northside Gang was attacked. That's a different St. Valentine's Massacre. That was in Chicago in the 20s in 1929 on February 14th. So celebrating the 101 year anniversary of that, right? That's how math works? Nope, that's not how math works at all. Let's hold up. I'm gonna use the calculator. This just proves how well the college math system. We're celebrating the 91st anniversary of it, celebrating a tragedy. Yes, we are. That was, however, the South Gang of Chicago eliminating the North Side Gang of Chicago, and I believe was that what's his name? Good old Al Capone. Did Al Capone do that? Let's do Control F. Let's search. We'll get back to what I'm talking about in a minute. Al Capone did it. Yeah, Al Capone sent people to kill his rivals. But we're not talking about that St. Valentine's Massacre. We're talking about the St. Valentine's Day Massacre that happened on February 14th, 1999, in the Memphis Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee. This is one of my favorite pay-per-views. I don't know why. I just watched it one day on a whim, and I fell in love with this show. There's a crazy brawl that I really enjoy, as well as just some good overall matches. It also has a special surprise debut, so get ready for that. Yeah, it's a really fun match. This is coming off of Royal Rumble in 1999, which Vince McMahon of all people won that match. And Vince said that he was not going to compete for the title at WrestleMania. So Shawn Michaels, who was he was the commissioner, I guess, at that point of Raw for some reason, trying to get back into it. This is before he started wrestling full time again for them. This of course is after WrestleMania 14. From my fair state of Boston, Massachusetts. God bless. Not my fair state, my fair city, and my fair state, state, Boston, the city, my fair city, and Massachusetts, my fair state. WrestleMania 14 at the Garden. It's a classic mania. I'll watch it later, I promise. All right, what was I talking about? All right, yeah. So I really just fell in love with this pay-per-view. I don't know why. I just love this show. It's crazy. It's Attitude Era. It's fun. It is 3 hours long, so get ready for that. Well, it's 2 hours and 50 because that was the network time that they were given. So yeah, back to what I was talking about. Vince McMahon did not won the Royal Rumble from the number 2 position. Stone Cold entered at 1. Vince eliminated him with the help of Triple H. No, it was The Rock. Yeah, The Rock distracted Austin, and then he was thrown over the top rope by Vince McMahon, none other than him, the boss, the man with the big cojones, the grapefruits, if you will. So yeah, this match, the main event, is a steel cage match where Austin would fight McMahon. There was also, like, leading up into this, I believe it was this one where you get McMahon standing over Austin in the corner. It's such an iconic shot. It's just like, it's one of the greatest things to happen for anything going on in wrestling ever or at this time. It's like, this time period is so pivotal. It's the Attitude Era. It's so important to wrestling in general. But it also leads into some very real problems that I'm sure I'll talk about later on in this episode, if not in another video, about why the Attitude Era, was not as great as we remember, or stuff like that. But, you know what, let's just kind of put that behind us, get into the mindset. At this point, I'm 1 year old, not even. So Let's just try to have fun with the St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1999. So yeah, I'll explain the main event later, I'm sure, because I feel like I've explained it 3 times, but I'll make sure I do it again, just to be safe. But let's just get into it. So, I am on the WWE Network. You can find it. It's St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1999. It's the only St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and technically speaking, it's the last in-your-house pay-per-view. So that's an end of an era for you. So you can find that. I'm going to start it, make sure it's all set and paused. So I got a new mic also, fun factsies. So the audio is a little strange coming out of the TV, so you probably won't hear anything from me. I hate to say it. You won't hear any video in the background, which is just good for me not getting copyright stricken. So, it all works out. So, without further ado, we are going to St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1999. Find it on the network, or if you have it at home, or if you're watching on a bootleg thing, feel free to do that. Never mind, stop talking, Mike. Alright, so, we'll start at 6 minutes 30 seconds. So, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start your show. Starting with the old WWF logo leading us in. So fun. I'm not skipping the intro. We're watching the whole thing, whole pay-per-view. Fun. I'll make sure to do my commentary, etc. There's the WWF logo, the scratch logo. And we start with a good old-fashioned promo. Ooh, 1920s themed. Silent movie themed. I love it. So while this is happening, I will re-explain the main event. The main event is Austin versus McMahon in a cage. Austin McMahon on Raw drew some of the highest numbers the company's ever seen. This Is Your Life on Raw is not the highest drawing moment in Raw history. Just letting you know. I believe it is Austin versus McMahon, the first face-off they would have. So yeah, this all through the Attitude Era, it's Vince and Stone Cold is the biggest storyline that the company had ever gone through. Oh, the Undertaker's there. And the Undertaker is, fighting the Brood? That's cool. Oh, they're going through a bathroom. This is where, Vince tricked, alright, yeah, oh man, I forgot about that. Okay. Wow, there's a lot going on in this hype package, so I'm just gonna let it happen. Oh man, was that, Sammy? Where, oh man, that's a callback to something terrible in the Attitude Era. Just text me. No way. Shush. That's a callback. Sammy, the transvestite that China used to trick Mark Henry. And then Mark Henry said the famous words on Raw, "Ooh, she got a penis." Hold up. Can't find the swearing stick, so we're going with the swearing rope. Extra painful. Ow, my hand. I shouldn't have whacked my hand. That's gonna hurt like a mother. That's fun. Alright, so main event, I'm gonna actually get through it and explain what's happening in the main event. It's Austin McMahon. McMahon won the #1 contendership for WrestleMania in the Royal Rumble. He decided on Raw that he was going to give it up so he wouldn't be facing his champion, The Rock, for the title. But then Shawn Michaels, the commissioner at the time, came out and said, okay, well, if you're going to do that, then the person who was the runner-up in the Royal Rumble gets the contendership. So that was Stone Cold. And then something happened. I don't remember what the protest was, but Stone Cold turned it down and said he'll fight McMahon for the #1 contendership, and then it ended up happening at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and I believe Austin can't touch McMahon until he gets him in the cage to fight him. Like, as soon as McMahon enters the cage, the match is legal, and then they can start fighting, I believe, and brawling. And that's pretty much it. The main event of this match, like the actual start of the match, is short, because they do so much brawling on the outside before. It's fun. It's good. Oh man, Lawler for mayor, I remember that, when he was trying to run for mayor and he failed miserably. And we also got Michael Cole on commentary, young Michael Cole. And we're starting with Goldust. Yes, you can't escape this man. I love him so much, you can't escape him. You know what? I'll just shoot it all the way back to the first episode of the Screwjob podcast. Check it out in the top right-hand corner right about now. You can see Goldust start that out in last week's episode too. Man, Goldust is just all over the place, right? He is a man. He is great. I love Goldust so much. If I don't have it in your house pay-per-view or pay-per-view playlist, I'll make sure to put one up on the channel. Oh, we're starting with Goldust. Oh yeah, is this Goldust versus the Blue Meanie? And the Blue Meanie was like covered in blue paint and naked for some reason at one point. And the hype for this, oh man, God, this is just a rush of emotions. The skip intro button is just stuck on my screen. I don't know what to do about that. But I'll ignore it and hope for the best. That's what I'll do. Hopefully it doesn't ruin any of the content that I'm looking at. I could always pause it and try to fix it, but I don't know. I feel like I should just ignore it and hope for the best. Because I'm sure if I mess with it, it's not going to be good. Oh no, I hit a button. Oh, poopers. Oh, pooper scoopers. Alright, well, let's try to figure out where we were. That's my bad, I'm sorry. I'm just going to try to find Goldust getting back in the ring, and that's where I'm going to start from. I'm so sorry. Oh, something went wrong. Oh, that's not good. Oh, boy. So, technical difficulties, am I right? If you haven't already, pause your pay-per-view so I can catch up. I'm so sorry. This is a big mess up. Something went wrong. Oh, stop. Stop, stop, stop. Next match. We're at the start of the actual thing. Goldust versus Blue Meanie, please. We got Goldust entrance again, so if I try to hop forward a bit. 4 minutes in. Let's go with 419. 430. We'll go with 439 is where I'm starting at. I believe it's not moving on my screen, so man, the network's real fun, ain't it? So I'll start at 439. I'm sorry about that. If you hadn't already, pause and continue, or you just kept going, and that's fine. Don't worry about it. Enjoy your pay-per-view. It's a fun show. It's really good. Yep, and here comes Blue Meanie with his parody of Goldust thing. There's the Meanie. Come on, buddy. Zoom in on him. There he is, with his wig, covered in blue. Man, it's blue dust. Yes, the blue dust gimmick. It's so weird. He's so weird, and I love him. It's surprising for most people, especially me at this time, with ECW still going strong, that the Meanie would be in WWE. But everyone knows now they had a working relationship, so it explains why he was here. Man, so fun. So fun. Then we get a replay of Raw, where a singing telegraph man brought him candy and oh man. Oh, there it is! Blue dust. God, it's so weird, but I love it so much. It's such a weird thing. It's an iconic image. Oh, he got blued. He got painted blue. A blue bath. Oh my. Oh, and Gilbert won that match? God bless. Oh, Goldust going straight after Blue Meanie, or Blue Dust. Big spinebuster to start this match out. He's an ECW reject. Yeah, this is also at the point where King always hated on ECW, but like on his commentary, especially like going even before this, like I'd say the first time you see ECW guys show up, that's when he's the most anti ECW. Like there's a famous episode of ECW TV. I don't remember what it is. I'm sure if I remember, I'll put it in the description, but I won't. So don't worry about it. But there's an episode where he shows up, where Lawler and Cornette, the two biggest haters of ECW, show up and beat down Tommy Dreamer and a bunch of other people with the candlesticks and chairs and whatnot. And Lawler hits Tommy Dreamer straight in the nuts with a kendo stick. They're all swollen. Just all that good stuff. So that's one of those crazy moments that you don't forget from that time, if you were watching. And it's one that's kind of like fallen out of being known and stuff like that. Goldust going out of the ring to stop the count, pulling him by his hair. Jerk move. It has become a nightmare for Blue Dust. Yes, it has. It's a nightmare watching Blue Dust. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. It legitimately does. I don't like looking at him. The most emotionally charged pay-per-view of all time? I would probably agree with that. Just from a kayfabe standpoint. The leg wrench going crazy on him. Shaking his butt in Goldust's face. Oh, faceplant. Oh, why are you giving him the wedgie and slapping his butt? Oh my. I don't know how to feel about this. On a scale of 1 to demonetized, if I had enough subscribers to make money, I'd be demonetized. That's how I feel about it. Man. Blue Meanie. Crazy. Weird. Going for Shattered Dreams, the good old kick to the nuts. Wolfman's got nards? Oh boy. I am not feeling above average today, but like, I'm good enough to record this episode. I'll probably record another episode after this. Probably not as long though. I like doing these long episodes, but they are a pain to edit, upload, and like get out to the people. Know what I mean? I hope you do. Curtain call. And that's a 3 count. First match of the night. 1 star. It's weird, but the storyline is there. I just don't get it. I don't understand why it's there. 1.5 star match. There we go. That's what I'm going with. Well, yeah, 1.5. It was weird, to say the least. Oh, he's setting him up for Shattered Dreams anyway, even though the match is over. He's gonna get kicked right in his blue balls. Ha! And I bet I stole that line straight from Jerry Lawler. I can't hear his commentary, though, so. Yep. Shattered Dreams. Right to Blue Dust. And it leaves him hanging there for the world to see. His blue butt, his blue dust, his blue balls, etc. Yep. I don't know if I should hit myself, but I'll just do it anyway. 2 hits for the blue comments. There we go. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so much. Yep, and there's Sean on Heat. Heat, man, Heat was something that I wish we have now. Because it makes it the halftime show, or not the halftime, the pre-show. Like, if that was Heat or whatever, it would be way better to watch and, like, less of a pain. Also, I hate how they did the Heat logo. Look at that. It's a capital H, a lowercase e, a capital A, and a capital T. Why don't you just do all capitals? Or all lowercase? Or just one capital H, you know? You know how it works. How spelling does. Crazy stuff. You know? Crazy. McMahon spitting in Austin's face. That's going to end real well, I'm sure. Austin can't attack him yet, so that's the rule. And there's the pyramid. Classic building. I love the look of the pyramid. It's such a cool building. This pay-per-view also has, I believe it's coming up next or in the near future, if not next, one of my favorite hardcore matches. I'm not a big hardcore wrestling fan, but like, yep, here it is. Here's Al Snow. It has one of my favorite hardcore wrestling matches. Al Snow of the Job Squad with Head. One of my favorite stupid gimmicks. Got Head? We want Head. Yep. Yep. Classic WWF. Classic Attitude Era. Al Snow made crippling schizophrenia fun, folks. That's what Al Snow did for America. And who was he facing? Was it Big Boss Man, I think? Oh, Hardcore Holly? Is this a different match that I'm thinking of? What am I thinking of? Was it Hardcore Holly and um or this is Bob Holly at this point, sorry. Not Hardcore yet. Hardcore Holly versus Al Snow. Isn't this a match or something? Oh, it's already starting. What am I thinking of? This is the same show, right? Maybe I'm thinking of a different match. I believe it was Al Snow. Um, let me check, actually. I'll look. Yeah, no, this is it. It's the hardcore match for the vacant championship. This is a great match. Ooh, unprotected headshot. Boom, beautiful. Yeah, this also has a pretty a pretty annoying end for a championship match later on. I won't spoil it. Uh, but it left fans kind of mad, and I understand why. It was billed as a conclusive finish, and it wasn't. So spoilers ahead of time. Um, it's gonna be fun. There's a lot going on. We have Val Venus versus Ken Shamrock for the IC title. That's that's a weird angle. It's all about Ryan Shamrock, who Ken Shamrock was dating at the time. Um, yeah, she was playing She was playing Ken's sister, but they were dating at the time. Um, you also get Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett, a very underrated tag team that I'm a big fan of. Um, Mostly because I just love oh, fire extinguisher. I just love Jarrett and Owen Hart. They're such a good heel team. Something just got smashed over Al Snow's head. Yeah, it's a great show, by the way. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's so fun. Like, you can watch along if you want. Oh, turn around, it's fair play. Another fire extinguisher attack. Still going at him, Al Snow. All right. Um, yeah, like if you want to watch along, you can. But I just recommend going and watching this show. It's so good. It's classic Attitude Era. If you love like some of the big names from this time, like Triple H, Austin, McMahon, The Rock, Mankind, they're all here. It's a great show. It's it's just an amazing show. Like this hardcore match is probably one of my favorites of all time. And I don't even like hardcore matches. They're kind of boring and useless to me. I appreciate a good brawl every once in a while in crazy spots, but it doesn't need to be all the time. Oh, head attack with the phone. Oh my, with a what's it called? What type of phone is that? I can't remember the name. Oh, watch out, PA. It's one of those I can't remember the name for those phones. What are those? They're collect call phones, like the phone booth phones. Yeah, it's a phone booth. Someone left their beer. Oh, he got smashed with, was that tiling? Why do they have tiling just lying around? Is it for Al Snow to get hit in the head with it? Grabbing something Budweiser related doesn't look that heavy. It looks plastic. Oh, God, just throwing it at him. Speaking of head, I'm guessing head was left back in the ring. Doink. They are outside the pyramid. 30 degrees. Man, that's cold. It's cold in Massachusetts. But, like, that's cold, man. Getting hit with mops. The pyramid only has so many mops. Come on, you can't diminish their mop budget like that. How is Mayor Jerry Lawler, who won't be elected, going to explain that? Going for a pin. Falls count anywhere in hardcore matches for the championship. That didn't go anywhere. It was only a 2 count. Al Snow bring Bob Holly into the trucks. What's my dog doing? You're panting. Why don't you go get some water upstairs, silly dog? She's panting. She's lying under a blanket. And she refuses to get up. She's a whack job dog. Yep, whack dog. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Only 25 minutes in, folks. Oh boy, I'm also gonna eat a banana at some point. Don't know when. Oh, it's like that sign. So there was a sign in my town that everyone was freaking out about on Facebook because it was bent over. because someone hit it, but it was still partially up, so it was at a weird angle where gravity hadn't taken it all the way down yet, but it was still able to support itself because of the metal in the ground. Everyone was freaking out about that sign. That just reminded me so much of it. Going for a pin count, only a 2 count. Going nowhere. Also, I think it should, if it doesn't apply, let me know, but I believe that cop was still parked in a no parking zone, so, little suspicious there. Bob Holly, blue collar, used to be Sparky Plug, one of the forgotten gimmicks of the 90s, Sparky Plug Thurman. So stupid. So brilliant. He was a race car driver who was also a wrestler. Like Duke the Dumpster Drosy, but a NASCAR driver. So fun. Oh, he got thrown into a fence. Yeah, Presley. Thrown into a fence. They are by the Mississippi River. Oh, thrown right into a wooden barrier. I feel like that thing should be stronger. Hit into another fence. Barbie Wire, his girlfriend, he's choking him out with barbed wire. Christ, Al Snow. Meet my girlfriend, Barbie Wire. Shout out to Barbed Wire, the movie starring Pamela Anderson. It's trash, don't see it. Why is there just a stop sign, just part of a stop sign out there in the middle of the, at the riverbank? Oh, right to the head. Good call, Michael Cole. The stop sign did in fact stop Al Snow. And a wheelbarrow, for reasons I can't figure out. It broke before he hit him. Oh, fun. Get in that wheelbarrow. I love how stupid it is sometimes. Nope, you can see the reflection of the river now. They are making their way towards the banks of or towards the Mississippi River. There's just some random wire there, some steel, or steel fencing, wire fencing there. Mud Island. Is that the name of the island? Oh, it's thrown to the sticks. Some kids set those sticks up while they were playing, and they did that. What was that? He just pulled something off a tree. Wasn't a stick. Hardcore Holly getting ready to throw Al Snow into the river. Glad they brought lights out with them. That would have been a catastrophe if they didn't. Choking Al Snow on the ground. How dare he? Oh, he's got Poopy on his back. And Hardcore Holly into the Mississippi River. And then Al Snow also into the river. Get your head bashed into a tire, Al Snow. Someone clean out that polluted river. This might be the most dangerous wrestling match I've ever reviewed because they are in the Mississippi River and that thing is dirt A. Grabbing a stick. Oh, Al Snow just threw something at him. Oh, Hardcore Holly's balding. Poor man. Al Snow walking away. Can't see Hardcore Holly, but I'm sure he's behind him. He's grabbing that weird wire fencing that was there. Oh, stick to the back of the head. It did hit the cameraman. I hope he's okay. Going for a pin. No good. Only a 2 count. Going back towards the river. Hardcore Holly now going for the wire fencing. Oh, Road Dogg forfeited the title before this? Okay, interesting. Oh, did he just say a swear word on camera that didn't get censored? Oh, Holly, you crazy man. Remember when Brock Lesnar broke his neck for kicks and giggles? Man, Brock Lesnar's a scary man. Straight up. Another stick. Stick attack. Punch Al Snow. Big old kick. Big old kick. Hardcore Holly going at him. Another kick. Oh, he's in the wire fencing, and now Al Snow is rolled up in the fencing. His shoulder looks like it's up. And they're counting it as a 3 count because he couldn't get up. Hardcore Holly is now the new Hardcore Championship. Congratulations, champion. Congratulations to him. They're just leaving Al Snow in that wire fencing, I guess. No need to help him. Looks like Hardcore Holly's gonna jog back to the ring to go get his championship. Yeah. What a stupid match. So I don't really know how to. You have to judge hardcore matches on a curve, much like you have to do with like actual like historic matches. Like for example, episode 50 of the podcast. I'll put a link in the top right hand corner right now. Um, it's hard to judge that episode because of its historical, like that match, because of its historical significance. It's Hogan Andre in the main event of WrestleMania. Like, for legacy's sake, it's 5 stars, but that match is trash. Um, so I feel like I had to judge it in the same vein as hardcore matches. But I'm not a big fan of hardcore matches in general, so I think that I have to go with like a 1 to 3 star tier for hardcore matches because I don't know, and Al Snow's still in the wire. Um, I just don't know how to judge it otherwise and judge it fairly. I'd say in the pantheon of hardcore matches, on a scale of 1 to 3, it's a 3 star hardcore match. Um, it's just like during this time, the hardcore championship just bounced about all over the place, and it didn't matter who was holding it or what was going on. Just that every show had a hardcore match that was there to fill in space, and like pay-per-views were kind of the same way. You couldn't escape a pay-per-view without having someone trying to bash each other's brains in with a steel chair. So I don't know. I feel like I just have to judge it on that curve where like this is a period where it's um what's it called? Just jam packed with it. So sat salt. I can't think of the word. Oversaturated with matches. Of hardcore matches. So I think I had to try judge it on that curve. Also, Undertaker's doing a thing right now behind with a trash barrel, giving a sermon, and there's Big Daddy V, not Big Daddy Cool. That would be Diesel. Big Daddy V, Viscera chilling with him. Mabel from Men on a Mission. That guy who won the King of the Ring one time. Oh boy, that big man. Rest in peace, Nelson Frazier. Yep. That's pretty much all for that. So you know what? In rating a hardcore match, 3 stars. I guess that's the only way I can do it. If I edit, I edit. I probably won't. Whoops. Yeah, just in case, I'll put a marker in case I actually edit. I'm not planning on it. I usually don't. For the live ones, maybe because that was fun for me to do to mark all my sips of alcohols and see like what I was doing to myself in real time. There's Big Boss Man. I love Big Boss Man. He's so underrated as a wrestler. However, most people remember him for his stuff he did in the '80s, and for dragging Big Show's father's casket around. That led to a pretty crappy match, and also for feeding Al Snow his dog Pepper. So fun, and the Kennel from Hell match. Oh man, that's a match I get to review sometime. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like they were dogs and they were supposed to be a vicious factor, but all they did was hump and poop, and the match was just bad. And here's Midian. Thank God he has his clothes on. He's not naked Midian yet. He's just Midian. I don't get Midian. I don't get the gimmick. I don't understand the dude at all. I'm not a big fan of this guy's wrestling either, of Midian's wrestling. Um, I just think it's weird. I love Ministry Taker. It's probably the best. He's probably the best Undertaker, the Ministry Taker. But like, I just don't get some of the toadies that he has with him. Like, why do you have to have Midian? He's weird, I get it, but does he have to be there? Does he have to eventually take his clothes off and become naked Midian? No, that was your choice. Look at that fake eyeball. Ooh, scary. Uh, it's just one of those things I don't quite understand. I just don't, I'm just not a fan of Midian, personally. I'm sure he's a nice gentleman. Now, when I watch me find out that he's Repo Man, I'm gonna take back everything I say. Here, I'll go to the Wikipedia page. Midian. He's Dennis Knight. It was Midian. So, yeah. Oh, he was Phineas I. Godwin. That's who he was. He was Pig in the Godwin stable with Hog. Henry O. Godwin. Yeah. I'm just not a big fan of Midian. I just don't like them. I don't like Pig and Hog. I don't like the Godwins. It's nothing personal. I'm just not a big fan of them. And I don't like Midian's style in the ring personally. But that's just me. Hopefully this match will change my mind. Because I do love Boss Man. Because he's one of the most comic book villainy, wrestlers of all time. He's so good at drawing heat. Let me actually grab my WWF cookbook, which is behind me. Um, I do own this. It's the Can You Take the Heat? The WWF is Cooking by Jim Ross and the WWE Superstars. And let me go to the desserts for Boss Man's contribution. He also has pepper steak in here because, he killed that dog. Um, Let me find it. I was also thinking of doing Brother Love. I just saw him in the cookbook because of Valentine's Day, but nope. So this is Big Boss Man's refrigerated dough cookies, and I will read off the instructions for you and the little caption. So, starting off, the Boss Man knows his dough, the edible kind, and believe it or not, the bankable kind. The big country boy is a shrewd businessman who has relied on common sense and instinct to make several very profitable real estate deals down in Georgia. He's also the father of two beautiful little girls and very active in nonprofit organizations in his community. Yeah, his daughters, I believe his daughters inducted him into the Hall of Fame, post-mortem. I can't remember the word for that. What you're looking at, Presley, I'm reading. So, here are the recipes. What you need is 1 or 2 packages of ready-made cookie dough in your store's refrigerator case. Step 1, cut the dough into slices. Step 2, place the slices on a cookie sheet sprayed with non-stick cooking spray. Step 3, follow directions on the package for times and oven heat. Step 4, enjoy. Mix 2 to 4 dozen cookies. Like, come on, that's classic heat. It's so good. And so just a-hole-ish. Because anyone can tell you that's how you make cookies. And he put it in a book, dude. Like, I just love how much he gets heat. And there's Jim Ross on the back looking at Deborah and her puppies. God bless. Yeah, I just love how comic book evil he is, and how just good he is at getting heat. I haven't been watching this match. It's a shorter match anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. And it's probably arguably the weakest match of the night. It's going to be of the night, other than Blue Dust and Gold Dust. Well, it's the short, other than, I believe it is, in fact, yeah, it's the shortest match of the night. Or no, Gold Dust versus Blue Dust is the shortest match. It's the second shortest match of the night, so we don't really have to worry about it too much. Big splash, spit coming out of Midian's mouth. He falls face first. We're going to get the Boss Man Slam, one of my favorite finishers, for reasons I don't know. I just love the momentum swing. That's my only excuse for liking it. Midian getting his butt kicked, though. On the ropes. Michael Cole fixated on that eyeball. Hip attack on the ropes. Going for it again. Boss Man slides and punches him in the face. Yes. I love Boss Man. He's so good at getting that heat. That heat, dog. A boring chant. I wouldn't say this match is boring. It's just not great. I can tell you something about the extent, or attention span of Attitude Era fans having a slower match. It's two big dudes, I get it. Big German. Or maybe it wasn't even a German, it was just a big old slam, either way. Only a 2 count, though. Oh, did I drink a diet soda? Love that sound. Gotta love Diet Coke. Sure, people will say it's less healthy for you, but I'm more worried about the sugar content. But that's just me. Boss Man getting hammered, or hammering away on Midian. Big headbutt. Looking for a power bomb. Getting ready to finish this match. No, Midian powers out of it. Midian's kind of a frumpy dude. Maybe that's why I don't. Double down, clotheslines. Eye of a loser. I'm gonna add that to my wishes brew potion. Eye of loser. Toe of newt. Ah. Gonorrhea, sorority member. Be gone, bottle. Presley, how are you enjoying this match? Breathes heavily and then goes back to sleep. God bless this dog. Boss Man slam. That's the 3 count. That's the end of that match. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this match, personally. But I will say it's way better than Gold Dust versus Blue Meanie. And there's the members of the Brood. There's Edge, who just made his return at the Royal Rumble. The Acolytes, John Bradshaw Layfield, and Farouk. Here comes The Undertaker. And say, don't they kidnap Boss Man, I think? Because they kidnapped Viscera. Or they kidnapped Mabel and made him Viscera. I think they did the same to Midian. Here comes The Undertaker and Paul Bearer. I love Undertaker's theme. His ministry theme is probably my favorite theme also, for him. I'd say one of the best themes overall is Dan Severn's theme, because he's ready to kick some butt. When you hear that and you're like, oh man, it's going down. That and like Cult of Personality is a great song, but I don't think it really fits CM Punk. Either way, I love Ministry Taker going out of SummerSlam. I believe it's SummerSlam '98 or maybe it's SummerSlam '99, the Highway to Hell version of Taker, where he's there, he's ready to kick some butt, and he just shows up, runs through people, calls it a day, and that's pretty much it. It's fabulous. I'm gonna try to figure out which thing it is. What freaking pay-per-view? If it was SummerSlam '98 or '99. Either way, I'm gonna watch them because I love that. It's '98. It's Austin versus Taker in the main event. It's such a great time. Tagline's Highway to Hell. It's at MSG. I believe it also features that. No, I'm thinking of a different match. It has the ladder match between Triple H and The Rock for the IC title. It's just a classic. Then I believe it's the Royal Rumble '99. Maybe it's '98 where it has the brutal I Quit match between The Rock and Mankind. Because I think that happened after the Royal Rumble when they turned on him in the ministry. Spoilers for things that happened in the '90s. I'll check. Yeah, Royal Rumble '99 has The Rock versus Mankind in the I Quit match. It's brutal. And we get a commercial for WWF. Boy, oh boy. So fun. So, to judge that match, I guess I would give it, 2 out of 5. That seems fair. I wouldn't say it was a good show or a good match, but, you know, it certainly was there. That's the best thing I can say about it. And now we got D'Lo, Mark Henry, and Ivory. And I believe Ivory was there to neutralize Deborah, who was with Jarrett and Owen Hart. So he was there to neutralize her. This is the first time we get to see Ivory on pay-per-view, I believe. And they do get into a scrum, I believe, Deborah and Ivory. Mark Henry, I believe he's at this point still Sexual Chocolate, or if he isn't, he's very close. Or it just happened. Either way, Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry is one of my favorite Mark Henry gimmicks. And he's feeling up on Ivory, and that's uncomfortable, but still so fun. Ivory's so talented. Yep, here's a Sexual Chocolate intro. Another underrated theme song and gimmick, Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry. Make a sexual dark chocolate Mark Henry bar, and I'll buy it. I think that sign said "sexual woman" with an arrow down to it. I don't know. And D'Lo Brown and Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry with Ivory. Oh boy, what a joy that we're gonna see. So weird, so fun. I love this. This is also one of the weaker matches on the show, if I remember, but who knows? Maybe it'll change my mind. Look. Let's be honest. The main event, the Hardcore Championship match, and the sub main event. Those are the main matches that make this show so great. So I hope you enjoy those, and I hope you enjoy this entire pay-per-view because it's really fun. I do love it. I really do. I have a lot of memories with this show. It's so good. Like I said earlier in the beginning, I just watched this out of the blue on a random day. I watched this in WrestleMania. What was the WrestleMania where Seth Rollins cashed in at the end? What was that? 31? Yeah, WrestleMania 31, I believe. And because 32 was in Dallas and it was terrible. And that's when I got back into wrestling, was after WrestleMania 32. Yeah, WrestleMania 31 in Santa Clara, I believe. At Levi Stadium, I want to say. And that's an above average Mania, by the way. That's a great Mania. I used to watch that also. But yeah, I'm just remembering that for reasons I can't remember. Why was it? Yeah, I watched that WrestleMania and this pay-per-view in the same day. So I felt pretty satisfied watching two great pay-per-views back to back. Jarrett and Owen Hart coming out. I loved Jarrett and Owen together. They were so good at getting heat. Just both so talented. Owen Hart's still not in the Hall of Fame unless you count the Hart Foundation, which I don't. He deserves his own space. He should be remembered. Of course, everyone's going to remember him for his tragic death. It's so sad. He was so talented, just so amazing in the ring, and I think we should be celebrating that way more than we do. So, you know, one day we'll have Owen Hart Appreciation Day on the channel. That'll probably be on his birthday or something. Just throwing that out there. Because he's so good. He was so talented. Like, his match against Brett in the steel cage. Oh, WrestleMania 10. It's an amazing match. You feel the tension between them, and it's just so much raw talent. And like, if there was one dude who probably should have held the championship in that time, other than who was it? Other than there was someone else who didn't get it, and it's like they probably should have held it. Other than him, it was probably Owen Hart. But like bad blood between Austin and him from Royal Rumble, I believe. No, it wasn't Royal Rumble. It's from SummerSlam '97. I'm sure that probably wouldn't have done anything. Probably sure that wouldn't have gotten anywhere. There was another person who I can't think of that everyone goes, oh, he should have held the belt at some point. Piper, obviously. A bunch of the guys in the 80s, but I'm thinking like Azure and 90s. There's someone else I'm thinking about. Mark Henry just bodying Owen Hart, just getting him in the corner and punching away. Punch, punch, kick, kick, punch, punch. Punch. Mortal Kombat. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Punch, punch. Irish whip. Big old clothesline. Takes him down. What was I talking about? I'll think about it. There's definitely a wrestler or two that I can think of that didn't hold the WWE Championship at that point and probably should have in that era. Because, like, in that time period, there were a couple major championships for major champions for the Attitude Era. You could say Michaels going into the beginning of the Attitude Era, Austin, obviously, The Rock, Triple H, Mankind at one point, or at a couple points actually. So there's 5 right there. Who is it? Jericho would eventually hold it, the Undisputed Championship. And then Attitude Era would more or less end at WrestleMania 17. Uh, who else was there that I can think of that held that championship? I can only think of 6. McMahon, technically, for like a day, because Triple H, because Austin was just like at the point where he just didn't care, and he helped McMahon pin Triple H for reasons I don't remember, just to play a goop on Triple H. Ric Flair didn't hold it in that time, thank the Lord. You know what? I'll just go to the list of WWE champions. Why not? Let's figure this out. List of WWE champions. Thank you, Google. This match still happening, by the way. Still fun. Brock Lesnar, of course, the current champion. Do with that information what you will. So we'll start at the beginning of the Attitude Era. Oh, Undertaker, also one that I forgot to mention. Man, I'm stupid. So we'll start with Shawn Michaels. Well, at the beginning of the Attitude Era, you could argue it's Bret Hart getting screwed at Survivor Series, or you could argue that it's Austin's WrestleMania win in Boston that started it. So we'll go with Austin's win. So Michaels, Austin, Kane for a day. What a sad reign. So we've had 1, 2, 3 so far. The Rock 4, Mankind 5 with one of the biggest pops in my hometown of Worcester. 6 with Taker, 7 with Triple H, 8 with Mr. McMahon. Yep, Big Show held it for like a couple days, so that's 9. And let's look for WrestleMania 17 and 10, Kurt Angle. So in between what I consider the Attitude Era, 10 people held the WWE Championship. And that's Austin, Rock, Angle, Triple H, Mankind, Big Show, McMahon, Undertaker, and I'm sure and Michaels, and Kane. Can't forget about him. And if you want to throw in Bret Hart, 11. So there's just, like, think about it. There's so many wrestlers who just spent time in that main event scene that didn't get the opportunity to win the championship because 11 guys were holding it. Like, for example, with SummerSlam 99, Mankind won the main event, and he was a transitional champion. And then Austin famously got hit by a car at Survivor Series in 99 and was out. So Big Show just filled in the space and won and held it for 50 days, you know, and then, like, just some wishy-washy booking and whatnot. Like I mentioned before, on Raw, Mankind had the pop of one of the greatest pops of all time. The pop heard around the world, if you will, when he won the championship on Raw. It was insane, man. And like, just think of all the people who were on the roster in that time who didn't get to hold that championship. Like it's crazy. There are people who will say that like they should have gotten the rights to do it or whatever. They should have had that championship at one point, or they were considered for it or whatever. But there's just so many people who could have gotten a big run with that belt if they just put effort into it. But everything was surrounded by those like 10 guys. It's crazy. Those were like the 10 biggest stars of the time period. Like, sure, everyone here heard the rumor that they were going to that they were thinking about putting the belt on China. It's like, no, that probably would never have happened. But she was the only believable threat that could have ever held that title because she was so jacked up on steroids. I feel like that's safe to say. Rest in peace, the porn star. I don't really feel bad for saying that. I'm not paying attention to this match at all. I'm just on a rant, but still, either way, I'm just thinking about it. There's no one else that I can think of that probably should have. Well, I'm sure there's plenty. I just can't think of them on the spot right now that should have held that title. Um, China was a no. Of course, they weren't going to have her hold that title. Shamrock, I could say, yeah, he probably should have at one point too, even for a short reign. That would have been nice. Owen Hart, big spinning heel kick. I love that move. Um, Only a 2 count. Uh, it was just like that time period was completely run by those people. And you couldn't do anything about it. And that's one of the problems I have with the Attitude Era in general, is that there's a lack that they had a great mid card, great jobbers, etc., great main eventers, but they only 10 people won the title. And like, that's good. In 3 years, 10 people won it. Good. It's certainly a step up from WCW in 2000, but that's not really a far bar to clear. Like, for example, let's just go with the last 3 years. So, not counting Lesnar, we'll go with from April 7th, 2019, that's WrestleMania, that's Kofi's win, to 3 years prior, so 2016, um, April of 2016. So, that's Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Alright, I'll count off the different people. So, if you count Triple H in there, so Triple H, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, John Cena, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Jinder, Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston. So I believe that's 11, right? Is that? Oh, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 if you count Triple H, and 12 if you count Lesnar. So you got the same thing going on, but like you see in this period more of a diverse group of people, I'd say. You have every member of the Shield held it at Money in the Bank at one point. AJ Styles won it at Backlash. John Cena then won it from him at the Royal Rumble in an amazing match. Only held it for 14 days. Lost to Bray Wyatt of all people, who then lost it to Randy Orton at WrestleMania because he turned on him. Then you have Jinder's reign for reasons I still can't understand, just to get that India money. God bless Jinder, though. Congratulations on being a WWE champion. Uh, Winner of my worst match of 2017. Um, AJ Styles again held it. Then Daniel Bryan came back and won it. Styles held it for over a year. D'Lo Brown almost gets the powerbomb and almost wins the match, but he didn't. SmackDown, that was SmackDown's 20th anniversary too on Friday Night SmackDown. Oh boy, that ain't good. And now we got the Universal title on Raw or on SmackDown. So if you want to count Bray Wyatt there, then yeah, sure, 13 people or 12 people still, different gimmicks. And that's just the WWE Championship at that time. So then you got to take into account the Universal Champion. There were like 4 people that held that, so or 4 or 5 people at that in that 3-year span that held it. So not much, but you can see the differences. There were people who didn't hold the belt before, or people who got a second chance to hold the belt and did amazing things with it. Oh, I love that. I love how stupid that is. Where Owen Hart grabs he grabs the guitar and then runs around Mark Henry, where Mark Henry would clearly see him, and then bashes him in the back of the legs with the guitar, which sends Jarrett landing terribly. And then there's the figure 4, and that's the end of the match. I pretty much ranted throughout this entire match, but it's a 3-star match. It's a good match. I love this match. It's fun. Watch it without distractions. But yeah, 3-star match, pretty fun. Make a marker in case I edit. I probably won't. But fun match, good match. Very fun indeed, and it was well worth the watch. So yeah, that's pretty much my rant though. Is that they didn't have enough depth of people holding that belt. Ivory going after Deborah, stripping her clothes off. How dare she do that? It's a cat fight. Not Deborah's puppies. They're about to pop out. D'Lo Brown holding Ivory back when the whole point of Ivory being there was to neutralize Deborah, which she did. Blame D'Lo. He ruined that entire thing because he took her out of the match to take care of that. Idiot. Good job. But it is what it is. Yeah, just a lack of depth to people who held that title. is one of my biggest problems with the Attitude Era. Like, just thinking straight off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone definitively that I would have had to win that title, like, right off the top of my head. I'm sure later on, or, like, post-editing, I'll think of someone, but, like, Shamrock comes to mind, I guess. Owen Hart, obviously. Wouldn't say Jim Neidhart, and I wouldn't say Mark Henry at this point. I guess Jarrett. He would have been a good heel champion to have. But he was on the outs at that point too. He was going to be leaving soon after this. He'd face China and then would leave and go back to WCW in a good housekeeping match. Fun. Who is there that could have won it? Like, there's Mankind looking ready. I'm gonna go to WWE.com and figure this out. Oh yeah, Rock hit him on Monday Night Heat with a cheap shot. WWE.com. Let's figure this mystery out. I'm sure I'll scroll through and see a name immediately and be like, yes, that's the one, but I'm sure I'm wrong. And the Superstars. Oh, Braun Strowman's Intercontinental Champion. God bless. I haven't been paying much attention if it wasn't obvious. I mean, it's an okay belt look. I still love the original Intercontinental Championship belt design and the old one, too, from the 2000s. I also love that design of that Intercontinental Championship. Pretty much that's the only belt that hasn't had like a terrible belt design in my book that has the history of having multiple belt designs. Like, for example, I can't say the women's tag team championships look like trash yet because, you know, I haven't had a comparison. I don't like them though, that's for sure. Alright. Let's see if there's just Attitude Era that I can pick from. Go with WWE alumni. Ooh, you can get a sweet photo magnet. That would be cool. Oh man, Arpado Estrada. What a callback. You know, they were pushing Billy Gunn a lot. Starring Ken Shamrock's sister, Val Venus the porn star. Great gimmick. Wackadoo, but I love it. So weird. So weird. You know, I'm scrolling through. I'll pop if I see anyone that should have definitely won it. You could say Dr. Death before he got his brains knocked out by Bart Gunn. You know, that's one that comes to mind, I guess, but not really. Not gonna say the Gobbledygooker. Oh yeah, so this is, by the way, just making sure everyone catches what's happening right now. This is Val Venus versus, it's gonna be Val Venus versus, Ken Shamrock, and Ryan Shamrock will be there. Billy Gunn's a special guest referee, and I'm fairly sure this match is just going to be in innuendos, and it's also for Shamrock's IC title. So I believe what would happen is if Shamrock wins, he gets the title, and his sister stops dating the porn star Val Venus, and if Val Venus wins, he and Ryan Shamrock are going to live happily ever after. Presley, what are you doing? With the Intercontinental Championship. Presley knocking my mic down and around. Crazy little dog. And there's Billy Gunn. Badass Billy Gunn. Can't be hit because that's his name. Woo. Presley wants her own spot, apparently. She has to go out? She has to go out? I can't tell. Here, I'll ask you in a minute when you get down on the ground so I can see how you react. But now you're looking to just lie down in your spot. Alright. Well, she's lying in her spot, so I'm gonna go with she doesn't have to go out yet. I'm still looking. I'm not seeing people like straight up that I would have given the title to. I guess you could say later on Scott Steiner, but he wasn't there yet, so maybe Skinner. It's a joke. Obviously. Please know that's a joke. Let's see. Here comes Val Venus and his horns. Oh, man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was plenty of talent that just didn't that didn't do it. I'll check the Hall of Fame page, too. Because it's just all alumni, but it doesn't have Hall of Famers in there, so go to the Hall of Fame page. Probably not Arnold. You probably didn't need it. Was Booker ever a WWE champion? No, he was a World Heavyweight champion, and he got his spine obliterated by Triple H, so maybe not him. Hello, Mr. President. Who else during this time? I'm looking, man. I'm looking to justify my ridiculous statements. I'm not sure if I can find one. Not sure if I can find one, to be honest with you. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe there was just enough talent that no one else really stuck out for me that probably should have won that championship. Val Venus starting a promo. Hello, ladies. Nope, there was a sign that said they wanted Pretty Mean Sisters. Man, I hate those. I mean, I'd say Sting if he was there at the time, but he wasn't. I wouldn't say The Godfather either. Maybe I was wrong. I wouldn't say Luger. I wouldn't say anyone else really. You know what? I will admit that I was probably wrong. I'll scroll through like WCW and ECW alumni page too to see if I spot anyone that should have won it, but like straight up, I guess Ron Simmons maybe because he had that credit, but at that point he was part of a tag team, and his tag partner would eventually win it. But it just wasn't. It was different. It was during a time when they needed to do something, and the ratings kind of dipped for it, but couldn't worse. And here comes Ken Shamrock. He's one of the people that I personally would have picked to win one. Oh, he looks like he has like AJ Styles kind of boots, like Styles boots where it's usually his general style is the blue boots with the black squares like Shamrock has, and then he has a 1 for a phenomenal 1. But it's different, I guess. It just reminds me of his boots. Sorry, I'm stalling for time, trying to look. I guess you could say British Bulldog, but at that point he was not in the position to hold a title. He just couldn't do it. Like so many problems with him personally that they wouldn't have given him the title. Like I guess Billy Gunn, because they were pushing him to the moon, and that didn't happen. It is what it is. Where's Chris Jericho's page? Why can't I find... There he is, Chrissy J. I love Chris Jericho. So talented, man. Let's see. On the ECW page. You know what? I stand corrected. There's only like 3 people who I would say would have that opportunity, but they might just not be listed to other people. But, that's all I can really think of who probably should have held that title. Like Shamrock and Shamrock, Jared, and Owen. That's probably my picks for who should have held that title in that time period. There are plenty others that you can say should have held the title at one point. Like for example, Piper. Braun Strowman's one that should be holding that title at some point, if all things go well. I would love to see him hold that title. He'd be on a monster run. It would be fun. Who else is there? Cesaro, obviously. No excuses why he hasn't held it. He's so talented. Give him a title. Just give him the title. Um, Damien Sandow, who was treated like a joke, he probably could have held it. Who the heck is Dexter Loomis? Is he new? Who is this man? It's on NXT. I'm probably on NXT UK or something. Ooh, disconnecting and unsettling, creepy. What is he on NXT UK or NXT normal? I don't know, but he fought Bronson Reed, so I'm assuming he's on the normal one. So weird. This is a weird man. Weird looking dude. All right, not him. He probably shouldn't have held a title. McIntyre, who if all goes well will win at WrestleMania. Please, that would be amazing. I'd love for that to happen. Who else is there that really fits in that? Well, I'm just scrolling through to see who I can name straight up that probably should have held WWE Championship. Since I'm just doing this, this will be a real list at some point. I swear to it. It's fact. It will be a real list. It will be a normal list later. But I'm just scrolling through, seeing who stands out to me right now. As people who never held it, should have held it. Jake Roberts. Boom. He was around during that time period too. Famous Austin promo. Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your ass. I'll take a hit for it, because it's worth it." Right to the chest. Wait, that was a weak one. Ooh. Right in my chesticle. He was around during that time where you could foreseeably put it on him, but he was not in a good state of mind or health, so probably not. Everyone said that he should have been the higher power, but then it was Vince McMahon, and it was oh, what, why? And it didn't make any sense. And then he gave us that amazing line that's burned into my brain. "It was me, Austin." And then Jim Ross, "Oh, son of a bitch." Amazing line. I'll take a hit. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Big vertical suplex from Val Venis. His big, what do you call it? His big, kielbasa or whatever. The big Valboski. Either way. I don't know. That was just some names I threw out there that probably should have held WWE Championship. It doesn't matter. I should pay attention more to this amazing pay-per-view that I'm a big fan of. So yeah. We are in match 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 8. There were 3 matches. There were 3 other matches. 2 of them were on Heat, and 1 was a dark match between Too Much and the Hardy Boys, and you wouldn't believe it, Too Much won. And then the other dark matches were Viscera with Mideon, and he defeated Test with Big Boss Man by a DQ. And then Billy Gunn beat and Tiger Ali Singh ended in no contest. So wow, fascinating to say the least. Tiger Ali Singh, man, what a gimmick! I forget. Back to this match though. Val Venis kicking him right in the guts skis. I think it's been a while since I've done a tag or whatever, but I'll wait because I know I have 2 left to do, so I will wait to do those. Man, it's cold down here. Cold in the quote-unquote podcast studio. By the way, if I didn't mention, I have a new mic, courtesy of my uncle and aunt. Thank you so much. It arrived today. There's a late Christmas gift. I don't get to see them very often, so I very much appreciate it, but you shouldn't have bought this for me. I know, I didn't need it. I appreciate it, and you're not going to rip it out of my hands now because it's mine forever, and it will never leave my hands or never leave my house. But oh man, thank you so much. You didn't have to do this, and it's amazing to me that you guys actually care about me doing this. I I went to a SmackDown leading up to last year's WrestleMania in Connecticut where they live, and I mentioned I have a podcast to them, and they like it on Facebook or whatever, I'm sure. But I didn't think that one conversation I had with them uh, really amounted to anything, and apparently it did, because they bought me like a good mic. It's a high quality microphone that I can actually use for things. It's insane, like having nice quality stuff for once. Uh, and like not having to record on my $20 microphone. Thank you, Matt, very much for that, by the way. Or no, it was 40. Either way. But like they shouldn't have bought this for me. They shouldn't have spent so much money. But you're not ripping it out of my hands. Thank you very much, though. I love it. I was having some problems setting it up with getting it to record on my laptop. Because I need to get Bluetooth headphones probably to make this work well, so I can hear myself, hear what I'm saying, make sure all the audio comes out fine. But other than that, it's fabulous, and you didn't have to do that, and I really do appreciate it. Um, yeah, thank you very much. I hope to get down there to Connecticut soon to say thank you in person and hello to all the family members I haven't seen in a while. Because like I live close enough to my other family that to my other side, my family on my mother's side, that I get to see them all the time. But everyone on my father's side lives in Connecticut, and it's about an hour and a half drive to get down there. Uh, for me, or an hour drive plus, and so I just don't have the time all the time. It's sad to say the least for me because I want to go spend time with them. I want to see them. I want to say hello and spend time with them, but I just don't have the opportunity. It's unfortunate to say the least. Uh, but you know, try to make the best of it. I'll try to get down there sometime to thank them in person and to see the rest of my family. Yeah, that's pretty much all my personal stuff right now. I really had to poop all of a sudden. Yeah, a way to follow up that heartwarming story with a poop thought, Mike. Uh, I really had to poop. I don't want to leave the podcast. That's unprofesh. I could pause it. Oh, it's coming on, man. I think I'm gonna have to pause it. So here's what's gonna happen on my end. I'm going to hit a pause button. I'm not gonna hit the stop button. Uh, and hopefully everything works. I've never hit the pause button on recording before. But I'm gonna go take a Mondo dump, as my friend Trent would put it. Fat dump, a Mondo kabunga. So I will take a quick break to do that. So I will be right back after these messages. There are no messages. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back from my quote-unquote Mondo dump. I also took the liberty of reheating my food. I also didn't stop the match for at least 10 seconds later, so I'm going to be continuing right now. Still in the middle of Valentine vs. Ken Shamrock. Good match, to say the least. Nope, I hit up. Oh, I caught my shirt with the button or the what's it called, the joystick or the thumbsticks. Presley coming back up. She's just more interested in the food that I reheated for myself because I will be doing the most unprofessional thing during the podcast, which is eat. Because you know, whatever. My podcast, I like to have fun. I like to enjoy the wrestling I'm watching, and what other way? What other way is there to do that than eating mozzarella sticks that are probably a little bit not good for you? Considering I had to reheat them. Coming up, they only sat out in the air when I fell asleep on my couch last night, so you know nothing some good plastic wrap and reheat can do. So you coming up, Presley? You can do it. I know you can. Stop being a fool. She wants me to play with her, but it's podcast time, unfortunately. But that means as soon as we're done with the podcast, we're gonna play. Yeah, we're gonna play. Here she comes. Come back to the podcast. Ooh, an attitude adjustment tour. That's where they got the name for John Cena's sweet finisher that used to be called the FU, which was not to stand for the the four-letter F word we all know, plus U. It was to stand for, it was a parody on Brock Lesnar's F5. Of course, one move is iconic and revered and incredible to look at. The other one is John Cena's attitude adjustment. So, you know, there's that. Still in this match, I'm enjoying it. That's to say the least. Big kick. Another kick. Going for a DDT. Boom, I love the DDT where they just stand on their head for a second and just fall. Delish. You gotta love a good DDT. Billy Gunn holding on the 3 count. Healing hard. on Ken Shamrock. I believe Ken Shamrock and Billy Gunn had problems at this point. Oh no, a rear naked choke. Or a sleeper hold, if you will. How is Ken Shamrock going to get out of this, Mr. UFC? Boom, big counter. Remember when Ken Shamrock and who was it, Dan Severn, trolled the UFC, and I want to say it was New Jersey or whatever, because of, or maybe it was Arizona. Oh, big power slam. 1, 2. That time he kicks out legitimately, because John McCain put up a fit about violence in sports. So they uh, Dan Severn and oh god, Ken Shamrock trolled them hard by not doing. So they were told they couldn't do open hand punches. Oh, fisherman suplex. Ken Shamrock kicks out. Billy Gunn wasn't in position for the first time, so now it can be seen as Billy Gunn screwing over both these guys because he doesn't care. But yeah, big roll up, nice roll up, classy. Only a 2 count. Billy Gunn taking his sweet time. But yeah, they basically trolled the UFC. They weren't allowed to do closed fist punches. So they basically just circled each other, doing full rotations like the moon orbiting the Earth or the Earth orbiting the sun, until the match was called. So yeah, it was a big problem for them, for that upstart company. But you know, now we have UFC as we know UFC, and their weird uniforms, which I think that's still happening. Val Venus, not Venus, shaking his junk right in Ken Shamrock's face, doing some good old pelvic thrusts, pelvic spins, I guess, or some rotations. Going up to the top rope, Ken Shamrock meets him there, throws him off the top. He was going for the money shot. That's Val Venus' finisher. Oh, Val Venus' tights are riding up his crotch. Ken Shamrock with a spinning heel kick. Classic move. Put him in the ankle lock, Ken. Hurricane Rana. Was going to go for the pin. Didn't do it. Couldn't hook the legs. Big belly to belly from Ken Shamrock. He's getting angry. He's in the zone. He's in the sham zone. The rock zone. As my former co-host Matt would say, he just freaks out and yells. Looks angry. He's in the ankle lock. He's trying to get to the ropes. Guarantee Ryan Shamrock's going to help him out. Yep, grabbing his arm. Oh, yeah, I believe this is the... What are you doing? Where you can... Okay, so, for those not watching along or couldn't hear it because I turned the volume down so low, Ken Shamrock gets out of the ring and yells at his kayfabe sister, Ryan, saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then Ryan Shamrock doesn't know what to do, so Ken Shamrock just says, "Slap me," and he slaps her. Val Venus with the roll-up, fast count by Billy Gunn. Ken Shamrock has lost his championship uh, due to assaulting Billy Gunn, and Val Venus is the new Intercontinental champion. Now, Ken Shamrock is going after Gunn. They're battling some more. Punches are being thrown. People are being thrown into the barricade. It's madness out there. All under the dulcet tones of Val Venus's French horns and sax. It's so good. Looks like Shamrock's done. He's leaving. No, he's contemplating. And he's leaving. Alright, thank you for being here, Ken. I always appreciate you on the channel, and I love you very much as a person, because you're so talented. Billy Gunn, now assaulting Val Venus as well for reasons unknown. Flying clothesline. Telling him to suck it. Big cross chops right in Val Venus' face. He's not that type of porn star. Alright, well, for a match, let's say 3.5. My rulings are inconsistent, but I really enjoy these two guys. in their work, and Ryan Shamrock or Ken Shamrock telling Ryan to slap him in the face is definitely just a bonus to this. It's a botch that's hilarious, and I love it. Oh man, how's she walking around those heels? Those are massive. That's like Jurassic World heels. Christ almighty. Good luck walking around those things. Ryan Shamrock didn't know what to do. I love that, though. I love that little thing where he's going, slap me. He slaps him. Oh, it's classic. What a classic botch. So memorable. Here it is, too. Slap me. And then he gets slapped. She slapped her own kayfabe brother, who she was dating at the time. Then Ryan Shamrock would end up going to WCW, I believe, for reasons I don't remember. Probably because they would just scoop up anyone who was at the WWF at one point. Or maybe it was vice versa. Either way. Val Venus is the new IC champ. Good matches all around. Now we're going into the tag champ. Or no, we already saw it. Never mind. Let's see. No, this isn't the tag championship. This is another match between the Corporation, which is China and Kane, versus D-Generation X, which is Triple H and X-pac. So that's going to be a fun tag match, I'm sure. It's not just a sock. It's an adventure, Mr. Sacco. You can buy a Mr. Sacco. Man, they were selling that. That's crazy. I know Mick Foley sells his own Saccos that he signs, but like, wow, WWF was trying to sell socks, Mr. Sacco socks, with a t-shirt online. I love that. That's fun. Look at all the signs, too. Whenever you watch like one of these old pay-per-views, you don't see that anymore. It's so crazy. Everyone has a sign. It's amazing to watch, and I love it. Wow, China. Way to what's it called? Way to like forecast that you were going to break up DX. Here comes Kane. So this is all the hype package for DX's split. Oh yeah, because all right. So here's the backstory of this. Triple H cared so much about China, and then Kane was going to chokeslam her, so he forfeited an I Quit match where he would have won the championship, and then China joined the Corporation, hit Triple H in the balls, and it was a big, sad moment for him and a lot of people watching. It's just one of those culminations to this match where you're gonna have China and Kane versus Triple H and X-Pac, the two members of DX who didn't leave, and go off and do their own thing. I guess what's it called is still there. Oh yeah, X-Pac throwing the cage directly in Kane's face. Classic moment. And then Triple H win the match or whatever. Don't remember what that match was for. Either way. Oh, it was to win the opportunity to face them in a match. Okay. You know, it's fun. I don't remember what my points were, or what points I was going to. China, you broke my heart. China, suck it. Wow, they zoomed in on that sign, huh? Man, let me tell you something about China. Black hole of charisma. What, physically imposing, couldn't work for crap, but very, very imposing figure, I guess. Very iconic for wrestling. Like, her voice, though, ugh. Like, oh, what's her gosh darn name? Sable. She's a black hole of charisma. Yeah, hate her voice. She talks so annoying, and she's just there for her looks. And there's the DX band. Rest in peace, the lead singer, whose name I can't remember. Were they there live for this? And say, every time I've seen the DX band live, though, they've lost, so that ain't good. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Degenerate into something, fool. Got tired. Oh, I love this song, by the way, if it wasn't obvious. It's top tier. They're breaking it down. But I will say, the Titantron overlapped on the actual wrestlers coming out is super disorienting for me. Especially when they go into them actually, like, clips of them actually doing stuff. Like, for example, posing and whatnot, while they're still getting in the ring. It's super disorienting. But, for example, right now they're getting ready for the cross chop, and all I'm seeing is just stuff flashing and other people cross chopping. Oh, boy, that gives me a headache every time I watch it, though. But it's iconic nonetheless. There's X-pac. What is X-pac? What champion is he? Championship? I think he's European champion or something right now. I can only assume. That's the only other title I think that's around. Yeah, he's European champion. Are you ready for Triple H? Thanks, Triple H, getting everyone hyped up. Do you get it? The number on their jersey is 69. It's so lazy. So lazy. Attendance in the millions watching at home. You just say China. I'm not going to repeat what he said, but man, those women are happy he said it. That's a line that'll stand the test of time. Come get it, you big jacked up. Space. Sure, you can figure out the last word. Oh, let's get ready to suck it! And that woman is ready to suck it. Oh man, that's a soundboard item right there. Shouldn't have said that one. Whoops. Zoinks. Here comes Kane. Spooky dookie. Spooky wookie. Is China with him, or does she get her own entrance? Someone pointing a laser pointer at Kane. Screw you, laser pointer kid. You don't do that. You don't point laser pointers at people. It's just rude. It's wrong. Don't do it. You get in their eyes, they're going to be blind. They ever think about that? Kane has eyeballs. He needs those to wrestle. He needs those to wrestle for over 20 years. Gosh. Let's say one of the only people I can think is tenured more with WWE than like one of those most tenured people is Kane and Undertaker. They're the most tenured that I can think of, both being around for over 20 years. Triple H also. He wrestles on a minimal schedule now. So did Undertaker until last year. Now he's done, thankfully. Good for him. He should enjoy his career that he had, let his body recover, and stop fighting in Saudi Arabia. Stuff like that. Triple H is still in great shape because he's a gym freak, but still. And here comes China. China is my father. Great sign, sir. Big fan. The 9th wonder of the world. Andre was the 8th. I wonder who the 10th wonder is. I bet it would be Braun Strowman. If they could choose that rename now. Time to eat some of my snack. They've kind of been sitting there, so they're a little cold now, but I'm gonna have to reheat them again. Ugh. But they smell so good. Ah. Well, that's okay. Oh, he's wearing a China shirt. Now he's gonna rip it off. Oh, boom, get got. Rubs his butt with it. Shoves it in China's face. I don't think that's the first time China's had Triple H's butt in her face. Oh, and there's the ref who I can't remember the name of. He got injured in the Hell in a Cell, and then he did those super offensive sketches with Josh Matthews where he committed suicide every week. Lunchtime suicides. They're super offensive. There's Shane, best wrestler in the world, going to do commentary. What is up? Thanks, Shane. Triple H going straight at Kane to start this match. Didn't hear the bell ring. Mr. White, I think his name was. Mr. White, that's not very wise. Or is it something else? I can't remember. The only thing I remember about that is it was super offensive, not funny at all. And Josh Matthews had his catchphrase of "That's not very wise." And the last episode is the referee shooting Josh Matthews off screen with a shotgun. So yeah, it was pretty offensive all around. And tasteless, considering I believe they started airing those after Eddie Guerrero died. It was tasteless, wrong, and immature. That or it was after Benoit died. Either way, still, like, a wrestler died, and then they're doing these things. Super classless, very untasteful, or not very tasteful. Either way, wasn't good. X-pac going at Kane. They would be a tag team. I think it was either after this or before this. I don't remember. Oh God, you gotta love his athleticism. Like that spinning heel kick, so great. It's a brilliant move. Shane, chill, dog. Wham, wham, wham. Greatest wrestler in the world. I can't say that he is the greatest commentator in the world. That's the one thing he can't claim. He's the greatest wrestler in the world. Clearly, everyone knows that. And China getting tagged in to fight X-pac. A fair battle if I've ever seen one. Considering X-pac is all about selling, so he's one of the greatest sellers of all time in wrestling, so it makes sense. Tim Dwight, or was it Tim White? Can't remember. Oh, he's going for the Bronco Buster. No, he misses it. To be fair, that wouldn't be the first time that X-pac had his balls in China's face. That's a true story, and that's why we have China, the porn star, by the way, because of X-pac and their sex tape. Fun fact: demonetized, and Kane tagging in. They're trying to protect China and her lacking vulnerability here, and I am a fan of that. Oh, he took Kane down to his knee, but Kane is at this point still like pretty much undefeatable or whatever, or like a zombie man, like classic Undertaker, where you do so much to him and he still won't go down. Like their match at WrestleMania 14 isn't like great, but still, it's one of those things where you go, who is going to win this match? And there's two big monster men going at it. It's crazy to watch. Their original WrestleMania match. It's like nothing would keep Kane down. I think he hit him with like 3 tombstones, I want to say, and it wouldn't keep him down. So, oh, China with a forearm almost knocks herself down. And Triple H grabbing China, looking to punch her. Kane saves the day. They're also milking it to make sure that China and Triple H don't like fight and touch it all until later on in the match. I like that storytelling. It's great. It's a very good way to do it. Shane licking his lips like LL Cool J. Kane going to the top rope, looking to do his one top rope move, the punch, the flying punch thing. Or the flying clothesline also. It's another one. Hits him. That takes him down. The big man Kane, he's a massive dude too. Even though he has things in his soles, but still he's massive. Platforms, that's the word I'm looking for. High heels for wrestlers, platforms. China tagged in. Knocks down Triple H. That's what we're talking about. China going for a vertical suplex on Triple H. Not going to work. Triple H trying to hit the vertical. And he hits it. He's got it. Got her in there. No, she gets out of it. Big punch to the face. And China slams him. So Shane, chill, dog. Yeah, that woman's right. Oh, she misses the elbow. Triple H grabbing at her. And then X-Pac tags in. So X-Pac is now getting is now going for it. So I like what they did with this match, though. I'm enjoying it because they don't want to give away that big pop of Triple H getting China her comeuppance or whatever. Is that the word? I don't know the words. I don't know words, man. I don't do English. I'm not an English major. I'm a history major for a reason. Kane and Triple H and X-Pac working together to take down Kane. They can't do it. Here comes a double suplex. No, he can't do it either. They hit the double vertical suplex on Kane. Triple H needs to get out of that ring. But Kane sits right back up. Oh, he's a monster man. He's going after China. Picks up China, throws her. Kane saves China. Gets her out of the ring. And it's back to these two versus Kane. Going for another vertical suplex. Noah, double DDT. And Kane sits right back up. See, I told you, he's an unstoppable monster. Kane knocked out of the ring. Still on his feet, though. Get X-Punk. Kane beating up on X-Pac on the outside. Headbutt. I don't think we've seen any blood this pay-per-view. That's a... Oh, going for the clothesline. Misses it. X-Pac takes down Shane in the process. Kane going back after X-Pac. This is just a wild brawl right now. It's wild, but I love it. Oh, he caught him. Big slam. I love that move. I don't know what it's called, but I just love it. It's not a choke slam. Choking him. X-Pac just destroyed Shane, the greatest commentator on Earth, and the greatest wrestler on Earth. How dare he? Are you okay, Shane? China tagging in. What do you mean, am I okay? I just got hit in the face. Great line, Shane. Great line, dude. Drink my Powerade. Going for a power slam, it looks like, while I drink my Powerade. Hope if I can get the stupid thing open. It also would be nice if it was cold. And the phone is ringing in the house. No, that ain't happening right now. You gots to be impressed at the China. He's being annihilated, as Shane would say. Ugh. Oh, my phone's gonna die soon. X-Punk. He's so rude, that Shane McMahon. Shane doing what I do with my jaw to make it work. Going. Cracking it. China tags back in. Getting ready to go. Oh, big kick. X-Pac does need to make that tag. So he's backing up directly into Triple H, punches him in the face. How dare you do that, China? He loved you, maybe. But then he cheated on you with Stephanie. But still. A naysayer. China holding her own. Good joke. She's being carried hard. The martial arts expert. Sure, you can call him that. China got him in a sleeper hold. Swinging his arms around, trying to get out. Looking like a madman. Oh, right, Shane. Chill, you weirdo. Every last breath. Ugh. I don't like that one bit, Shane. Freak. Squeeze it. That's gonna be turned. That can be turned into something. If I was a dirty old boy or a dirty little boy, I could turn that into something. But I won't. I won't let Shane's words be used against him when he says, squeeze it, China. Yeah, Xbox was able to power out, by the way. It's talking about Shane, talking about squeezing. China, China, China. Hey, X-Punk. Crawling over China. China grabbing X-Pac, preventing him from making the tag. Here comes an... Oh, he gets the tag. China going after him. Listen to that pop. They're going big for him. Now Triple H is getting his heat. He's going crazy. Knocking around China, beating her down. Kane getting back in it. X-Pac going after Kane. Oh man, we're having a real slobber knocker. As one of the greatest of all time would say, Jim Ross, a slobber knocker indeed. X-Pac going through the middle rows to try to take out Kane, getting his butt kicked. And Triple H going after China. Kick to the stomach. Kick to the abs, rather. Those are straight up abs. That ain't a stomach. That's an absticle. What did I just say? Knee of the face. You know what time it is? It's my time. Triple H's old theme. Oh, Kane. Saving China. This turned into a real brawl. Real all over the place kind of match. Kane and Triple H moving down the ramp now. China taking a rest. If they win by countout, that would be a little crappy. Oh, and the Bronco Buster out of nowhere. Bouncing on the chesticles. Shane McMahon going after X-Pac. They would have one of the better matches, I would want to say 16 or 15. Real fun, stupid match that I am a big fan of. I want to say it's WrestleMania 15. Because they had a fun brawl. Yeah, it was 15. It was for the European Championship, which I believe who was it? It was McMahon stole it from Xbox. They cheated to win. Listen to that pop. Going for the pedigree. Kane. Going for a choke slam. Choke slam. All the way to hell. As the WWE video games to say it. Kane pulling China's corpse over to cover Triple H. Where's the referee? Tim Dwight. I think it's Tim Dwight, right? Referees. Tim White, not Dwight. Either way. And that's a 3 count. China wins. With China and Kane win, they beat D-Generation X. The corporation stands tall. Boy. China needs help walking out of there. Kane being a nice guy. R/nice guys. What a way to help her get out of the ring, pushing her down so she can slide under the ropes. Oh my. And China was protected very well, dealing with safe workers too. So everything worked out great. It's a good match. I wouldn't say it's a 4-star. I'd say it's more like a 3.5-star match. It's fun. I like this match a lot. It's good. And you know what? Now time to do a tag for some of the things that we got going on. So we just had a Kane match, I guess. Kane Triple H match. I don't know what to put in the tags right now. Let's just go with the most recent episode of the Screwjob podcast. It was a quick fix between Goldust and Triple H himself. If you want to watch that match, you can find it in the top right-hand corner, right about, let's go with, now. 1 hour, 51 minutes in. Oh my, we're going at it, folks. I'm going to move my mic and plug in my phone because it's dying. Alright, this is a last man standing match that's coming up. It's between none other than The Rock and Mankind. These two have had legendary feuds, brutal matches. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. No spoilers for the ending, but there's only two left. There's only two matches left, and, well, if you know your wrestling history about who's fighting who at WrestleMania 15, then you know what's going to happen. It's a whole thing. So now we're going to get our history lesson from, what's it called? I just forgot the word of what I was doing. We're getting our history lesson for what's going on for this match, where Mankind got tricked by Vince McMahon. The Rock is the corporate champion. Everything's looking up for them. They're doing good. They're having fun. And The Rock's the corporate champion. He's heel now. He's a big bad heel boy. Mankind's the face. He's the real people's champion, not the corporate champion, The Rock. But, you know, everything's good. This is an I Quit match, or the I Quit match would be at the Royal Rumble, where they played I Quit over a PA. The Rock. Oh, Shane, no. The Rock would bash the brains in of Mankind. Oh, is this the pop heard around the world? I think it is. Yeah, it is. This is when Stone Cold came out in my home stadium, what's now the DCU Center. I believe it was formerly what was it formerly called? Oh, I know this. The Centrum, I want to say. And Fleet Center is Boston. Or it was, before it became TD Garden. So yeah, the I Quit match, Rock would end up handcuffing Mick Foley's hands behind his back and hit him with a chair over and over again in the head without a way to protect himself. It's a brutal match to watch. It's hard to look at. It's so bad. And Mankind would never say I quit, but they pumped it over a PA system saying I quit. And that led to this match where he would eventually retain via shenanigans, and you know, that is what it is. Oh, the Mankind gave away Rock's money too? Ooh, taxation problems right there. Then they have the halftime heat match, which is something I've reviewed in the past. That's what I should have put in the tags, but I didn't. Whatever. Especially since it's post Super Bowl anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or sorry, post Superb Owl. But you know, that's a fun brawl if you ever want to watch that. It's in the Screwjob podcast playlist with the goofy camera angle that pinned The Rock. Oh, so stupid, so goofy, but I love it. So yeah, that was at the Centrum, because the Gardens of Fleet Center. I'll look it up too, just to confirm my suspicions. DCU Center in Worcester, formerly the Centrum in Worcester, or Worcester Centrum Center, depending on what you want to call it. I just call it the Centrum because it's my home arena. It's where I go when I want to watch things. The Iron Sheik was there? What? The Rock attacking Mankind with a trash can? And a pallet that was just there for reasons? Okay. You do you, guys. You do you. So anyone watch the XFL, by the way? That happened. I watched a game. I watched the first game between Seattle and DC. It wasn't bad. I thought it was going to be terrible, but I don't like how they are pumping the coach's calls into a TV set, because anyone who watches it, like for example, let's say a coach playing them next week, knows all their calls now. So maybe don't do that. Uh, and there's Bob Backlund too. Fun. Yeah, so that's my one major critique on the XFL. I don't know if DC's a really good team or Seattle's a really bad team based off their performance. But it wasn't terrible. It was a lot of fun to watch, to be honest with you. I like football, and the XFL seems like a viable option now that isn't completely terrible. So, there's that, I guess. And this would be a last man standing match for the WWE Championship. So, rules of the last man standing match, for those who don't know, you have to answer a 10 count. If you cannot answer a 10 count, if you cannot get back to your feet after 10, after a 10 count, you lose the match. Winner is the person who knocks their opponent down for a 10 count, pretty much. No pinning, just knock them down for a 10 count. So that could be like they could go through a table, one of them could get up, the other one doesn't. The person who put them through the table will win. Make sense? Yeah. The Rock wearing a shirt and his sweatpants. I don't know if this is I know there was a point later on in his career where he was wearing a shirt where he wrestled because he had breast reduction surgery, because he had a condition that's common in Samoans where your breasts will get all puffy and enlarged, so he had to get breast reduction surgery. Fun fact. I'm sure The Rock is not a fan that I just mentioned that, and I'm sure The Rock has no idea that this podcast exists, and good for him. But you know what, Mr. Johnson? I'm a pretty big fan of yours. I wouldn't say you were the best wrestler of the Attitude Era, but you certainly are one of the most charismatic and one of the better talkers. But you know what? Thank you for being you, Rocky, and congratulations on your success from hit movies like the Tooth Fairy and the Scorpion King, and also like Fast and Furious. But still, Scorpion King is trash, and I still like it. So mostly because the CG looks terrible. But you did a good job, Rocky. Don't worry about it. You're doing better than John Cena is doing. Let's be honest. I just saw this movie with John Cena and someone else, and it's like I didn't know it was out ever, and it's going to DVD now, and I didn't know what was going on with it. It was weird to say the least. Oh yeah, Mankind's the champion at this point. I don't know why. Not sure why he's the champion right now. I want to say it was after something happened. You know what? I'll load up the list again of WWE Championships and try to deduce what happened, because I followed this. I know what's happening, more or less. But, I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just hard to follow. Especially this point in time where these two are going at it every other week. It's just a Royal Rumble. Oh, yeah, halftime heat was for the championship. Yeah, I remember that. My bad. So that led into this. Because halftime heat was January 26, 1999. And then The Rock. Well, I can't spoil that. Can't spoil what happens after, but eventually The Rock gets the championship. I can't tell you when it happened, But I'll tell you that it was a ladder match, and that's a good match that you should probably watch. Um, so there's that. So yeah, halftime heat. It was in Tucson. They filmed it for the empty arena match for the Super Bowl during that halftime show. Because I think what was that Super Bowl halftime show? Now that I think about it, because I feel like I would have switched to wrestling too. And by the way, that was a blowout too. That game, Denver versus Atlanta, 34-19. Ooh, bad game for them. Let's see. What was the halftime show? Where is that information? Stats. No, I want the halftime show. That's the most important. That's what a lot of people actually watch that stuff for, which is crazy. Oh yeah, it was the celebration of soul, salsa, and swing, the swing revival, and they had Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Stevie Wonder, Gloria Estefan, because they were in Miami also, and it was weird to say the least. It was weird. I would have switched over to wrestling too, to be honest with you. And the match is happening, by the way. I was not paying attention, but I will tell you what happens after this match happens. Ugh. So you'll know who wins after the match unless you went to the Wikipedia page and spoiled it for yourself, which you shouldn't do. It's not as fun. You know, one thing I can say about the internet is that it ruined everything. That trying to have conversations now is just terrible, because you can find anything on the internet to prove your point. Like, I don't know why, but my friend and I, we just started talking about Darkman out of nowhere, and it was one of those genuine moments where, like, we don't know anything about this movie, but we just mentioned it in conversation because there was a Darkman video game in the 90s, and, like, why? It doesn't need to exist. But, you know, Darkman is a thing. You should go watch that movie. It's bonkers. Um, Liam Neeson plays the titular Darkman. We couldn't follow the plot at all because we were also watching. I went and visited my old college, so we just sat in the cafeteria watching it with my speaker. We couldn't hear. We could barely hear it. We didn't put subtitles on either because we didn't care. But we could barely follow the plot, and I don't know. Darkman's like invincible and also has mood strings, but he wears skin masks that are faux skin, and he can only be out in the sunlight for 99 minutes, or his face will start bubbling or whatever. And the last one, because it's a Sam Raimi movie, his last face disguise at the end of the movie is Bruce Campbell. It's fabulous. Um, but yeah, Darkman's about Liam Neeson who like becomes invincible somehow due to like special medical treatment. Oh, watch out for that set. He comes imbued with like I wouldn't say invincibility, but like super strength. He has violent mood swings occasionally. And there's a scene with the female lead whose name I can't remember where he says, "Take the effing elephant." It just broke us so bad because we didn't know what was happening. It's weird and amazing to watch. I would recommend going to watch it. Watching it without any context also is very fun. Like I said, oh, excuse me. Like I said, all we did was we had a conversation about Darkman somehow, and then we went and bought Darkman. We went and rented Darkman, and we watched it on my laptop. Because, you know, we had nothing to do. So, yeah, long story short, go see Darkman. And the internet would have ruined that for us because we just started talking about Darkman naturally. It didn't have to be a part of anything. We didn't have to look. We waited until like after the movie to see if it won anything. Believe it or not, it didn't win any awards in 1991. Uh, or was it 90? It was 90 or 91. It came out in 90, I want to say. So it went to the Oscars in 1991. It didn't win anything, probably because Dances with Wolves was there, and that movie's just supreme. It's superb. Big DDT through the table, planted the Rock, but I'm fairly sure this match wouldn't end that quickly. Uh, but yeah, the internet kind of ruins conversations and things like results for stuff because you can just go look it up ahead of time. Uh, right? Like, is anyone else bothered by that? Like, you could go to the Wikipedia page for St. Valentine's Day Massacre. If you've never seen it, you have the entire thing spoiled for you. You know all the results. Um, and I guess that's a problem I have with my own podcast too. Because I want you to go watch wrestling. I want you to go have fun and experience it like I am. Um, you don't have to, obviously. This is just like my live interpretation of what's happening. It's always fun. It's fun for me, and I just want people to, kind of try that and try to enjoy the wrestling for what it is. That's why I've been trying to find YouTube matches and stuff like that for people to watch along with. Are those extra chairs? How does that work? Okay. I haven't seen this particular match in a very long time, so I'm gonna be having a lot of fun with it, trying to remember what's happening. I remember how it ends, and that bothers me. But you know, it is what it is. Oh, right on the concrete. That didn't look good. That must have hurt. Ooh, I just don't want to know what it feels like to land on concrete like that. That's gotta hurt. Bad, man. Alright. What was I saying? Yeah, but, you know, the internet would spoil things for you, like the plot of Darkman, or, it ruins any, like, conversations where you can go, hey, when did this happen? And you can just go, hey, Alexa, or hey, Google, when did this happen? And it just ruins everything. Because you don't get to engage in that conversation, debate, and have fun. That's what I love about, um, that's what I love about not having the internet present at times, because, like, sure, I won't be able to look something up until later, but it invites the possibility for debate, and for questions like that. So yeah, that's my rant on why the internet sucks. Um, it really doesn't. It's an amazing tool, the internet, but you know, when you have that opportunity to, you know, look something up on a whim, it kind of ruins things. Because you could have a good conversation about who held the WWE Championship when and why their reign was better, and then you can just go to the list like I did. Oh no, my mic's about to fall off. Oh boy. Get on there. Get up on there. This is unprecedented. This has never happened. I really hope I don't lose audio either, because I gotta fix this. Oh, untighten, loosen. Which is the loosen way? Oh boy. Trying to save it, I promise. Am I tightening, not loosening? So one of my minimal problems is that since I use a coffee table to record my podcast, it starts to slide off occasionally. This new mic. Alright, that's the tightest I'm gonna get it. Hopefully it doesn't go off again. Doesn't try to leave me. There we go. Are we still good? Sounds like we're still good. Oh boy, that was startling. I don't want that to happen again. So I'll have to just find another table to do this. I'll probably just go steal like oh, what are those we have some in my basement. Those like TV dinner trays, those tray tables. If you have those, you know what I'm talking about. They're wooden tray tables, and they make it really easy to just like sit and eat your dinner and watch television, stuff like that. But since I just use the coffee table because it's at my level where I can have my laptop and everything in one spot, it's not as, you know, convenient having a table with a decline on it for style uh, to you know, hold my podcast mic up. So that's what all that commotion was. Hopefully everything's still good. Hopefully everything's a-okay. I didn't ruin anything. It's still the audio thing's still moving on my computer, so I'm fairly certain we're fine. And now watch this. I'm gonna turn this off after recording this, and there's gonna be no audio, and I'm gonna shoot myself right in the brain cells. The Rock is now doing commentary. I do love this part. As The Rock is now just calling the match, sitting in Michael Cole's chair. I do love that. Extra rock sauce on the side. Mankind throwing himself at The Rock. And now we get Rock getting beaten up on commentary. Oh! Jerry Lawler trying to save his drink. He's going nuts, you see? Oh, he threw someone's drink on the floor? Classless, Mankind. Classless. This is a good match. It's also one of those wilder brawls, but still fun. Going for the Cactus Jack elbow on the Rock, who is draped over the table. That looked brutal. Brutal for both men, and it looks like Mankind hurt his knee. Get on headset, Michael Cole, you idiot. Quote King. I love that. Also, this is one of those where Jim Ross isn't doing commentary. It's kind of weird. I don't know why he isn't there. I mean, it's yeah, spat with Bell's palsy at this point again, but who knows? Either way, it's still good commentary, all things considered, because Michael Cole isn't being fed lines line by line yet. It hasn't become terrible Michael Cole, which, is, it's just Michael Cole now. It hasn't fed in. He's an okay announcer, but I hate hearing his voice. Because you can tell that Vince McMahon's going, oh, say this, oh, say that, make sure you do the Cheetos commercial, etc. Know what I mean? Make sure you hype up Sonic. Not the Hedgehog, the food chain. Or both, who knows? He could have just been confused this whole time. What do you think, Presley? Yeah, you're tired. All you do is sleep. That's all you do. Why do you only sleep? Mankind getting the stairs. Yeah, those are technically steel steps. Steps, not stairs, steps. Speaking of which, I broke the bottom step of my stairs. Don't know how I did it, but they mad broken, dog. It ain't good. Presley, are you snoring? Aw, honey. She's tired. I don't know why all she does is sleep. All she does is sleep. Yeah. Lazy little dog. That's what you are. The Rock now on the attack. He's back on the offensive. Grabbing a steel chair. Throwing it in the ring. Ooh, hits him right in the calf. I don't like that at all. Don't attack someone's calves. It's a poor move, sir. It's not a good place to hit. Anything in the legs bothers me. Like, I have knee problems. Don't hit me in the knees with anything, please. And like neck stuff too. Neck, head, and knees. That's a no-no for me. Yeah, you're right. He can't get to his feet. He has a broken leg. That's a good strategy, actually. I don't know if I've seen a Kurt Angle match where that happens, but I'm assuming it has. Oh, I love that spot. It's so stupid, but I love it every time. The chair hitting the ropes and then bouncing right back into your face. If you want to see a great one of that, War Games. Kyle O'Reilly does it with a chair. There's a YouTube video called Kyle O'Reilly is a blessing to the world, or something along that lines. And you get to see that chair shot directly ahead. I love that dude so much. Kyle O'Reilly, so talented, so impressive. Oh my gosh, he is something else. He's amazing to watch. He's so talented. So fabulous. Presley snoring over here. Not interested in the wrestling or in Kyle O'Reilly. Wonder how he would respond to that, knowing that my dog does not respect Kyle O'Reilly. Swing neck breaker on the outside. Round the outside, round the outside. Swing neck breaker around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. Guess who's back? Back again. Mankind's back. Tell a friend. Thank you, that's my new cover of Eminem's song. Ugh. Bounced off the steel steps. Or what's left of them. Now they're back at the announce table. Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler cannot get a break. Mankind getting on top of the table with the Rock. Oh yeah. This is oh, I hate that spot. So what happens if you're not watching along is the Rock has Mankind's going for a powerbomb or a pile driver, and Rock lifts him up so he lands on his back, but he clips his calf and his leg on the ringside table that has the belt on it, the timekeeper's table. Oh my god, that must have hurt like a mother. Um, Not to mention if it didn't tear something, I'd be impressed. Oh, yep, and here's this spot, if I remember correctly, what's going to happen. Ross grabbing the steel steps, and yup, he throws it, and it just so happens to turn and rotate midair, landing with a pointed side right on that leg. God, that must have hurt. I cannot imagine the pain he went through with that one. But to be fair, this is a man who was thrown off of Hell in a Cell before it became comically big, and also who went through the Hell in a Cell and had a tooth knocked from his mouth into his nose. So, you know, one of the toughest men alive. Still, though, here's the different angle where you can see his leg get clipped. Oh, I don't like that at all. And here's the chair. Here's the stairs again. Yo, it just so happens to rotate to land on edge. It's, you know, gravity, man. Crazy stuff. Rock slamming him down. Going for the people's elbow. Or the corporate elbow. The most electrifying move in all of sports entertainment. Corporate elbow, or the people's elbow, depending on what you want to call it. Mankind's still awake, though, so doesn't seem like this is going to be the 10 count. It's a 4 count, and The Rock is grabbing a microphone. Mankind getting to his feet. The Rock starting to cut a promo on the referee, telling him he's going to put his foot up his butt. The Rock, man. God bless. Kicking him. The Rock's gift to them is beating up a man on the ground. Oh, he's singing some country song I don't know. Oh, he's checking into the SmackDown hotel. Oh, the mandible claw, and The Rock is holding the mic to his face so you can hear him go, oh, 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 oh. Such a dumb spot, but I love it so much. Earl Hebner has been knocked off the apron, and my PlayStation 4 controller has been disconnected. The Rock gonna pass out to the pain. He's down, but Earl Hebner is also down. Get another ref in there, or get Earl Hebner up from his nap. Old man Earl. Come on, Foley. Come on, Mankind. Also, yeah, another reason why the internet sucks is that you know you can learn the match results, like I said before. And, he's making him count with the lifeless corpse. I don't know what the count's at, because the fans are counting along at the wrong space. Ooh, a low blow to Mankind. A low blow to Mankind's Mankind. DDT. Both men are down. Yahoo was right. What was I saying? Yeah, try to put yourself in the mindset of a match sometimes, or in a show if you've never seen it, and you can feel free to root along to people. If you know the history of it too, that kind of ruins it, but you know, still, it's fun to put yourself in the shoes and root for someone when you don't know match results. That's why I liked doing WrestleMania 15 because I hadn't seen it, I hadn't looked at any of the results. Or not 15 of WrestleMania in 2015, which is WrestleMania 31. I didn't know any of the results of those matches. All I knew is that there was a crazy RKO that I heard about and had seen clips of, so I knew that Randy Orton was going to win his match probably by RKO. But you know, I didn't have anything else spoiled to me. I knew about the cash-in too, but I didn't know about the other stuff in the match leading up to it. So, you know, try to put yourself in the mindset of a match sometimes. It doesn't have to just be a live pay-per-view. You can root for whoever you want, even on old stuff. Here comes Mr. Sacco. Going for the mandible sock. Mandible claw. One of the dumbest moves in professional wrestling. Low blow. Kicks him in the nards. Wolfman's got nards. Right back into the mandible claw. Rock bottom. Both men are down. Yeah, but yeah, put yourself in the mindset of a match sometimes. Like if you haven't seen, let's say, we'll just throw it out there, WrestleMania 7. Sure, that's a terrible one. That's not a great one. Rather, let's go with a middle of the road WrestleMania. I don't know. Let's say you've never seen WrestleMania 19. It's a good mania. Oh, double chair shots to the head. They're both down. Let's say you've never seen WrestleMania 19. Go put yourself in that mindset. You can watch the pay-per-view ahead of time to get like context on it. Don't go on Wikipedia. Don't do anything like that. Just go watch the show and try to put yourself in the mindset of that. What's our count at? I think that's 7. I can't tell. 8, 9. Both men trying to get up. 10 count, ring the bell. So this is the controversy I was talking about prior. It ends in a draw, and the fans are not happy about that. But Mankind retains. Either way, though, amazing match. 4 stars all the way. So I will let you know that Mankind does retain his championship, but on the next night in Birmingham, Alabama on Raw, he would lose the title to The Rock in a ladder match. It's a great match. And then Rock and Austin would face each other at WrestleMania 15 in probably their weakest of their 3 Mania matches. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a fun match. It's a good match, to say the least. Um, but yeah, this is definitely a 4-star match. It's a fun one. The ending might rub people the wrong way, but it's still a great match. It tells a great story. And then, of course, it had the ladder match the next night. That's also classic. Two steel chair shots to the head. You know, I get it. I can see why they did it that way. Ugh. I don't like watching it either way. Well, we're getting ready to the main event. The refs are checking on them, making sure they're okay. They're probably going to get medical personnel out here. Which means, while they're doing that, I'm going to make my last tag. I believe it's the last tag I have to do. So, what should I hype up? How about the new podcast? If it doesn't already exist, it might already exist. But the new podcast playlist, unless it already exists, the In Your House playlist, it's going to have every In Your House pay-per-view on it that we've done. So from the Great White North we did, that's the 4th one. I don't know if we did the first one yet, or if we've done the first one. Every In Your House from 1997's on there. This Tuesday in Texas technically isn't one, but it might be on there. But yeah, you can find all of those on the brand new playlist right there in the top right-hand corner. Crazy. And we're getting ready for the final match as both men are still getting wheeled out there. This would be a good time for me to go heat up my food, but I'm not going to do that. Ugh, I'm just going to sit here with my dog. Yeah, Presley, you watching wrestling with me? How you feeling? You got a big yawn for them? For the peoples? Sniffing the pop filter. What's it smell like? Pop filter? Clean pop filter? That's what it smells like? Good? You're right, he didn't lose the match, but he didn't win it, so he still retains the championship. That's how draws work, folks. Presley, you got anything to say? Can I get a bark? I know you don't really bark unless you see other dogs. No? Not even a yawn? A noise? Nothing? Okay. I'll let you go back to sleep. Just watch the mic. She doesn't want to sit on me anymore. Oh, she shook and hit the mic with her tail. Maybe that got picked up. There's the yawn. Nope, they're wheeling them both out. They're both going to go in separate ambulances, I'm sure, and they're both going to drive out at the same time, being nice and photogenic, I guess. Ross trying to take his neck brace off. Oh my, words are hard. Right, Presley? Words are hard. Another yawn. She's ignoring me now. I don't blame her. I'm annoying. Well, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Shout out to Weezer. I think that's Weezer, right? Well, I'm a loser, baby. It has to be Weezer. They're the only ones who would write lyrics that uninspired. Yeah. Take that, Weezer. Take you down a notch. Boom. Mike versus Weezer. Hey ya. Hey ya. We have not reached closure yet because the next night on Raw, The Rock would win back the title in a ladder match. It's a good match also. Not quite as good, in my opinion, than this one, but hey, at least it has a conclusive ending. They didn't leave at the same time. That would have been that could have been representative of their eternal struggle or whatever. I don't know. I'm not an English major. I'm a history major. I don't really do literary themes and stuff like that. It's a nice watch that ambulance driver has, though. I'll hype that up. This also gives them time to lower the steel cage and get that ready. Let's see if they were doing that while we got backstage shots. And here's the hype package for the main event, which is super hyped. If you haven't been paying attention, I said there was going to be a surprise debut on this show. It hasn't happened yet, so therefore it's going to happen in this match. So get ready for that. I didn't know about the debut also when I watched it for the first time, so that was really cool to see. So I hope you don't know who it is either. Presley, did you fart? Oh, my dog farted. She's got stink butt. Yeah, you know what? Everyone talks bad about Vince, but shout out to him. No one else, no boss I would know would put themselves in that position. Get hit with chairs, get beat up on a weekly basis. That's part of the reason that WWE succeeded. Really, is Vince getting his butt kicked every single day of the week. No, I mean getting beaten up by Austin and fights and stuff, and getting hit in the head with steel chairs, unprotected chair shots, stuff like that. That's some of the stuff that no other person would do for their company. Bischoff certainly wasn't doing it for WCW. Heyman wasn't doing it. Um, and Vince Russo, the only time he ever got in the ring was to win his own championship and be a mark, and to get speared through a cage while wearing football gear to protect himself. So, that doesn't really count. So, you know, I got no comparison, I guess. Everyone was just trying, in that Royal Rumble, by the way, everyone was just yeah. McMahon put a bounty on Austin for $1 million or whatever. So everyone was trying to get Austin. Corporation attacked him. And then Vince didn't have to pay out because he eliminated himself. China getting hit with a stunner. And you see that everyone in the corporation just going at Austin. Vince McMahon winning by pinfall in a match against Austin via shenanigans on Raw. Pouring beer on him, too. Oh, here's that iconic shot of Vince screaming at Austin's face. Quoting Austin 316. Gosh bless. I love this hype package also. It's so good. It lets you know how much these guys truly hate each other. There's the cage. Ultimate humiliation is getting spit on, really? I can think of way more things that are way more humiliating than that. Maybe not on, like, a public stage, I guess, for me, but, like, there's so many things that are way more embarrassing. So I guess we're stalling for them to build this cage. I guess they didn't want to. It's one of those classic steel bar cages, the black cage. I love this cage, by the way. Um, I'm just happy it's not being lowered from the ceiling, I guess, but it probably would have been helpful if it was assembled and lowered from the ceiling. But, you know, it is what it is. I really like the old bar cages. I want them to come back. I'm sure they're heavier and way harder to transport and set up, so you don't see them very often, but like, you gotta love that cage, right? Look at it. It looks more painful than their mesh cages and the steel cages they have now. It's just way more uh threatening, I'd say, and you know, what's another word I'm looking for? More threatening, more imposing than the normal steel cage. Oh boy, I'm tired. We only got around 20 minutes left in this pay-per-view, I'd say. So, I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to touch the thing and figure it out. Not touch the thing. Still setting up the steel cage. There they go. Cage is set up. Whoever wins the match goes to WrestleMania. Here comes Austin. Despite being like a kind of meh theme song, like it gets you so hyped. So if I was to ever rank theme songs, it would be top tier. Just saying, cause it's so iconic. You think Attitude Era, you think Austin when you hear that glass break. It's so pivotal to the success of this era too. That song. Because imagine if he was coming out to something weird, like not like this guy's gonna beat you up kind of deal. Like not like the ruckus is about to happen. Like what if he came out to like I don't know, X Factor, the X-Pac's X Factor theme done by Uncle Cracker, right? Like would you get as hyped for Austin if it was for that? No, absolutely not. The music is part of his persona. It's loud, it's brash, it comes out of nowhere and you see it and it's ready to beat up on you, etc. I don't know if any of that made sense, but you know, whatever. Presley, you ready for the main event? Said, no, I want to go back to bed. That dog. By God, that dog. No chance, that's what you got. Also a great theme song. One more chance, I'm gonna see you too strong. Pretty politicians, puppets. Also, you can barely, half the time I don't know any of the lyrics of this. It's just a matter of time, cause you got no chance. No chance in hell, you've got no chance. No chance in hell, you've got no chance. No chance in hell. Oh yeah, Vince McMahon is 2-0 against Austin in matches. Via shenanigans, of course. Come and get it. Oh, don't fall, books. Oh no. Oh, I tried to put the book back on the shelf. Oh no, everything fell. I'll fix that later, I guess. A lot of it is loose papers too, because I don't know why those are there. Oh my side hurts. There it goes. God dang it. Why do I have all these loose papers around too? I'm sure half of these can be trashed. This is old science homework. Oh, it's some of my notes. Ooh. The Muda Scale episode notes. Oh, that's fun. And then there's science homework. Not as fun. You know, I'm gonna find some of this thing's trash. I'll get copies of my cover letter. I don't think I need this, but I'll keep it anyway. Now I'll just do my paperwork, sorry. The rest of the stuff can be burnt. Keep my house warm. Just a matter of time, cause you got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got no chance. Oh man, the science homework I didn't do. Smash technically hasn't started. It's pretty much just a big old brawl at the beginning. So McMahon has stepped into the ring. So now he can be hit by Austin. What a move. Austin's just going to climb up the side. Mr. McMahon on the straddling the cage like a wackadoo. Yeah, this match hasn't officially started yet, by the way. It's just a wild brawl at the beginning. Austin fell and hurt. Oh, he's playing. I think he's playing possum. It looks like he hurt his knee. He twisted his knee, but knowing that rattlesnake, I bet he's playing possum. Oh, look at all this clean paper I can write on. Oh, beautiful. Saving it. Saving the trees, saving me's. All this other stuff can be burnt. Go to hell where it belongs. The rattlesnake was in fact playing possum. The Texas possum snake. That's something I gotta make now. I gotta ask my friend to draw a Texas possum snake. Which say part snake, part possum. He's an artiste. Draws some amazingly weird looking stuff. Shout out to Trenton, who I talked about earlier. We watched the Darkman movie. Darkman! Gotta love Darkman. Choking Vince McMahon with a cord. Throws him over the announce table. A bedwing? If you added like clown sound effects to this, it would make it even funnier. But you know, it's still a great match that you should definitely watch. Because we haven't even officially started the match yet. It's all just a wild brawl. But you know this brawl will be put into my rating. It will be added to it because it's just so fun and stupid. Because you can see how much Stone Cold and McMahon hate each other. Oh, he's taking a water bottle and spritzing McMahon with it. How dare you, sir? Get him wet. Coming in the hard way. Austin dragging McMahon towards the cage. We'll say Mr. McMahon's kind of ripped, so that's another reason why Bischoff or Russo couldn't pull this off, or Heyman, because they're not fit. They didn't work out like Vince does. Vince always wanted to be a wrestler. And he created the $1 million. He would have been the $1 million man if he had his way, but he gave that gimmick to Ted DiBiase, another man who should have held the title at one point. Remember that rant earlier when I forgot exactly what I was talking about for like an hour straight? Yeah, crazy. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. Went to bed at a normal time. That girl almost just got kicked in the face. Went to bed at a normal time. Got up early for my job. My work got canceled, so I didn't get to work today, which was, not great. Um, it is what it is, I guess. Could have been better, to say the least. But you know what? At least I get to spend time recording the greatest podcast in the world with all the people who stick around and listen to it. If you made it this far, leave a comment saying that, hey, I made it this far. Leave a secret word or whatever. Let me find a word. Let me think of a word that you can leave down below to let me know that you listened this far and you made it this far. What is on that man's shirt? That could work. How about Hawaiian shirt? We'll just go. No, it's not a Hawaiian shirt. That's a camo shirt. I'm thinking about it. I'll think about it, I swear. I'll find someone with a really cool shirt that I recognize or something, and that's how you'll let me know that you made it this far. And I thank you very much if you have. And if you didn't make it that far, thank you anyway for watching parts of it. And if you share and like it, that would be great. You know what? Leave in the comments striped shirt if you made it that far, based off that man's loud red and black striped shirt. Like, that's trying to be the loudest shirt in the room, and it pretty much outclasses the camo shirt in a way. So, still in brawl mode. Those folks are excited. Ooh, slammed headfirst in the cage. McMahon blading over there? Best not be blading, man. McMahon. Look at Austin. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Where are you going, bro? What? What? Oh, Texas rattlesnake. What? Austin 316 says, what? Look at him being redonk. Come here. He's beating him bad. Head straight into the cage again. Is he gonna slingshot him into the crowd? No, he's gonna start stomping his mud hole. Now he's sitting in a chair. Like a cool dude. Taking a break, taking a breather. Punches. Punches are being thrown. So I'll explain later why I really admire some of the stuff that's happening right now. I'll explain all at the end of the match why I'm a big fan of what's happening right now and all the things that are going down. You'll see later. Because remember, the match hasn't officially even started yet. This is all involved in the intro. By the way, no boss on earth would probably do this for their employees, what's about to happen. For sheer entertainment's sake. Maybe I would because I'm insane, but no sane person would do this for entertainment's sake. And Vince McMahon is that kind of man. Bounces the steel cage, and boom, there he goes, into the table. It collapses under him partially. Oh, looks brutal. Hopefully he didn't hit his head on the monitor. He went through the Spanish announce table. 20 feet from the cage. Oh man, are you okay, Vin? Are you okay, Vinnie Mac? Austin bouncing on the ropes, looking like he's having a great time. Look at this. No sane person would do this. But there's Vinnie Mac doing it. Oh, he landed right on the corner, so it didn't collapse clean. That looked bad, dude. Wonder how old he was when he was doing this. Because, he's the oldest ECW champion in his 50s, so I think he wasn't that old. Was he 60 or something? Well, I'll look it up. Let's figure this out. Vinnie Mac, his current age is 74. He was born in 1945. Same as, he's a little younger than my grandfather, I believe. If I remember correctly, but I don't do math. I also don't know how old my grandfather is. That's bad. You should probably know that. ECW World Championship when it was under WWE's reign. Let's see. Oldest champion at 61, McMahon won the ECW champion. That was like in 07. So how old was he when he won the WWF championship? So I'm sure he's going to be the oldest person at the time to hold it. Oldest champion, he was 54 when he won it in the 90s. In 1990 what? Going back to WWE Champions.com, or a list of WWE champions on Wikipedia to figure this out. Let's see, he won it in 1999 on SmackDown, so yeah, that was, he was 51 when he won that, so, right, that's what I said, 51, 50, it doesn't matter, I've already left the page, I'm not going back, still the DCU Center / Centrum open on my Wikipedia page, but that's okay. But you know what, Austin does have to win the match, otherwise, he doesn't get that WrestleMania opportunity, so, he's gonna have to go remove him from that board, and remove that, neck brace. Don't tip me. He's saying don't take me or don't tip me. Can't tell. Don't move me. Vince, do you know where you're at, bruh? Oh, taking the microphone away from, God, why am I having a brain fart from Finkel, from the Fink, Howard Finkel? Taking the microphone away from him. Austin cutting a promo. Yep, that is right. He is right. The match hasn't officially even started yet, technically speaking. Is he still breathing? Give him a hell yeah. Austin climbing over the cage to go straight at him. They're trying to cart him away from Austin. Here comes Austin going after McMahon. Throwing refs. Rolling the gurney back to the ring. Ugh. He hit the edge like Titus O'Neil when he slid. Caught him. Caught the end. Or caught the edge. No feelings, no emotion. He's gonna hit him with the board. Those are hard. That's hard plastic, man. That's gotta hurt. That's meant to hold a person, so it's gotta be hard plastic and something able to support that man, so. Support a big man, so. It's crazy. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt, Presley. Oh, you having a dream? There you go, honey. Sometimes she has bad dreams. Poor little dog. McMahon in the ring. And then is Austin gonna get in the ring? You know he is. Austin's in the ring. Cage door closed. Bell has rung. Match has started. Taking down McMahon with a clothesline. Going after the neck brace. I believe the only way to win this one is you have to escape. I don't think pin and submission are required. And this, remember, this is to determine the #1 contender for WrestleMania 15 for the WWE Championship, or WWF Championship. Stone Cold off the middle rope with the elbow. Austin back to the middle rope. Going forward again, another elbow. Austin calling for the door, but the fans want him to keep beating him up. So what's gonna happen? Is he gonna leave, or is he gonna go back for more? Austin thinking about it. McMahon flipping off Austin, goading him back in. Austin will not stand for that. He's going right back in. And he closes and locks the door. He's going back to bash McMahon. Stomping away at him. Stomping his mud hole. Stomping a mud hole in him or whatever. let alone the last finger. That's a good line, Cole. I'll give you that one, buddy. Low blow, I think. Hit him right in the grapefruits. Mr. McMahon trying to escape the cage. Austin needs to get up quick. Austin getting up. He's going to pull McMahon back in. Oh, look at McMahon's face. He looks cartoony. McMahon being bonked in the head with the steel cage. Total bonking going on. It's going to pull him in on his belt, right? Pull him in by his belt. Lands flat on the ground. That didn't look comfortable. How much more can Mr. McMahon take? I really hope that, I don't remember what my settings are, but it'll automatically end at a certain time, my recordings. Because I don't do longer than 3 hours, so I think it automatically ends at 3 hours. So hopefully it doesn't do that. We'll see. Austin posing. Looks like he's going to the top to leave. Mr. McMahon is bleeding. He is successfully bladed. He is busted open. I believe there's another iconic shot of McMahon flipping off Austin later on in this match. It's just one of those iconic images that you love to see of an old man bleeding on the ground. What am I saying? Austin smiling over the bloody corpse of his victim. Like a shark. Looks like he's climbing to get out. Austin on the top. McMahon on the ground bleeding. And here it is, McMahon with the double fingers flipping him off. Another iconic image. He's not going to stand for that. He's going right back in. Austin coming right back into the ring. Don't do it. Yes, Steve, remember the Rumble match. I really hope it doesn't automatically end. I feel like there was a setting that I could set that determined how long it would go, and I don't remember what it's at. You're right, King. He has no one to blame but himself if he loses this match. Putting a hurting on him. Oh, boots to the head. God, he just crumples. Boots to the head. And boots and tights, and boots and tights, and boots and tights, and boots and tights. Looks like he's going for the stunner. It's the only way to end this. Nope, knocks him down. Referee opening the door for him. Is he ready to leave? One more. Hit him with the stunner. Send him home happy. Stunner. Oh, what's happening? Look at that, under the ring. You see that? There's a knife. I like how they angled this so you couldn't see it, but you could see the knife coming out in that shot. There he is. The Big Show. It's Big Nasty Paul White. Paul White, the Big Nasty, is the Big Show. He's making his WWE debut. He was fled WCW for the Promised Land. And there he is with his big hair. I'm also fairly sure within that 3-year stretch that I call the Attitude Era, we've seen every champion that held the belt in some capacity, either in a promo or on the show itself. So that's cool. Right? We saw Triple H, we saw McMahon, Austin, The Rock, Mankind. We saw Michaels in a promo, and we saw The Undertaker do stuff. I think that, and Kane. Yeah, we've seen every champion in what I consider the Attitude Era. Fairly sure. Going for a slam. Throws him into the cage, and the cage comes open, and Austin wins. Both feet hit the floor. McMahon's plan has backfired. Austin wins, and that's pretty much the end of the show. First of all, 4-star match. I love this match so much. It's so great. And I'm hoping that my time doesn't run out and it ends at 3 hours. It shouldn't. Hopefully it doesn't. But let me talk about why I love the beginning of this match. So you see Austin going at it with McMahon. He's fighting on Austin's territory, and he's destroying McMahon, just going at it. And then eventually, when they get in the ring, McMahon goats Austin in because Austin hates him so much, and he's just got to go beating on him. And then eventually, Paul White comes in, tries to even the odds, and it just ends poorly for him. But what a heck of a debut for the Big Show, a man who would be around for a long time. Yeah, what a heck of a show. I love this show overall. I'd say it's like an A- show. I don't really do show ratings. I really just do the matches. So let's say it's just an A- show. It's a really good show. The matches are great. Some of them are forgettable, but you gotta get past that. Like, this is like one of those defining shows. You know what? It's really fun. And I'm just gonna let it play out as I wrap up, to make sure I finish before that 3-hour mark, just in case. So if you like this video, like it, share it, please subscribe to the channel, let people know. Check out the Facebook, Screwjob Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, at Screwjob Podcast on Twitter, and if you're feeling so inclined, go to the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Screwjob Podcast, and please feel free to support if you want to. That's going to wrap it up. I hope everyone has a great Valentine's Day. And if you're spending it alone, hey, well, you can spend it with me instead and enjoy a great episode of the Screwjob Podcast. Thank you, everybody. I'm just going to end the show. And you know what? Have a good night. Enjoy the ending wrap up.